I was in a stable relationship with a girl who was my life. She had chubby legs and elbow hair. I dreamed she'd be my wife. But she dumped me on a Wednesday, left me heartbroken in a ditch. But I think I know what happened that turned my whore into a bitch. The deep state made my girlfriend leave me. Those cunts did it again. She got a payoff from the government, and now she's seeing other men. Why they do this to me, I have no idea why. They did a psyop on my girlfriend to make her go fuck other guys. This has happened like 1,000 times, and it's gotten pretty old. These bitches keep on leaving me because they are mind control. The elite have focused in on me, putting chemtrails in the air. They steal away my girlfriend using cognitive warfare. The deep state made my girlfriend leave me. Those cunts did it again. She got brainwashed by the government to go chase after other men. Why they do this to me, I have no idea why. They did a psyop on my girlfriend to make her sleep with other guys. I know it's the Rothschild family, they're watching me with drones. I don't have evidence, but I feel it in my bones. All I want is a girlfriend, is that really much to ask? These cockblock fucking globalists can kiss my goddamn ass. The deep state made my girlfriend leave me. Those cunts did it again. My love life has been sabotaged by a shadow government. Why they do this to me, I have no idea why. They did a psyop on my girlfriend to make her sleep with other guys.
What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. First, I want to give a huge shout out to Michael. I meant to shout you out yesterday. Thank you so much for the Cash App. I really appreciate all the support. We're going to be starting off with a video titled, Meet the Phone That's Trying to Break Big Tech Mold. This is the Nothing brand phone. I don't know, they're trying to compete with iPhone and Galaxy, and, well, it's a little bit more affordable. Then we got a video titled, TSA Phasing Out Shoe Removal at Airports. This isn't a really big deal for me because I don't ever get on planes, but either way, they're changing things up. Then we got a video titled, IRS Says Church Endorsements of Candidates is Now Legal, which is interesting. Apparently, if a church was to endorse any candidates, they would lose their tax-exempt status. Apparently, that's not going to be a thing anymore. Then we got a follow-up video titled Texas Floods, Death Toll Rises to 109 with dozens missing. This is obviously a follow-up. Then we got our midlife break, and it's titled George Washington is Not Impressed. Then getting back into the news, we got a video titled Trump Asked About the Epstein List at Cabinet Meeting. I am not impressed with this. I do not like seeing President Trump trying to downplay the Epstein situation. I don't like that at all. Then we got a video titled Rubio Impersonator Used AI to call to or in calls to senior officials. Apparently cyber criminals using AI to try and gain some access and information. Then we got a video titled 9 additional people in Frio County facing charges in connection to vote harvesting case from 2022. What's really interesting is vote harvesting is not illegal in every state, which I think that's fucking crazy. I went and found the list of states that do not have laws against vote harvesting. So just to show you, our elections are not that safe. Then we got a video titled 11 Charged in Ambush on ICE Officers at Detention Center. These lefties are out here attacking ICE. Now, they don't explicitly say that in this video, but you know, if you've been here while we cover protests and stuff, we could tell what kind of people these are. Then we'll be wrapping up the news with, of course, lefties losing it. This is titled Hopelessly Incompetent Karen Bass Tries to Impede ICE Agents. Yeah, that doesn't go over very well. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the advent calendar sent to us by Zero. And we got two funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Simply Witchy. It's titled Elon Better Chill Out. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Donnie, and it's titled She's Helping with the Deportations. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Russell? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Matt Rogers? What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Snooks, you were first today. Nah, I appreciate you racing chat and everything you do for us, Snooks. What's up, Turbo? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Dutton? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mr. Satan? What's up, Metal? What's up, Giggling Spy? Happy freedom. What's up, Beck Frank? Happy freedom to you. Let me see, scrolling through. What's up, Screaming Eagle? Happy freedom to you. What's up, 1776? Appreciate you being with us. What's up, Too Old to Care? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Boosted Flames? What's up, Aco? Happy freedom. What's up, Glamour? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Kelly R? Happy freedom. What's up, Cricket Kiss? What's up, Roy? Happy freedom. What's up, Tony Rez? Appreciate you being here with us. Let me see. Scrolling through. What's up, Patriot Dad? What's up, Pumpkin? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. And what's up, Mr. Major? Happy freedom. I think we got everybody. Make sure you hit that like button over on Rumble. See if you can get us on the front page. Beck Frank, you cracked me up. I'm glad you didn't pee on the Converse. I appreciate you being with us. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. What's up, Pag? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? C1, you were first over here. Happy freedom to you. What's up, Killer J? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Matt Rogers? You're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Tony Ridge? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on the communism platform? Tube Steak, you were first over here. And you got the #1 crown. Dang, look at you. What's up, Aaron? What's up, Prop Patriot Girly? What's up, Toy Mafia? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Roller Skater Texas Girl? Happy freedom to you. Kevin, what are you doing over here? You need to get over to Rumble Stat. What's up, Truth? Happy freedom to you. What's up, MW? Happy freedom to you. Matt Rogers, you are truly omnipresent. What's up, Kelly K? Happy freedom. Let me see. Kevin, you got third place crown over here already. Let's see. Oh, you're out and about? Well, be safe out there and enjoy the weather, Kevin. Let's see. To each his own. Happy freedom to you. From the communist YouTube. Yeah, I appreciate you being with us, though. All right, and no X, because X doesn't have a chat right now. I am still working on that. We'll get that figured out. What's up, Mac Daddy? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, we're going to go ahead and get into things. Now I feel like I'm forgetting something. Klaus Daniels, what am I forgetting? Oh, thank you. That's very helpful. All right, we're just going to go ahead and get into things. Maybe I'll figure out what it is that I'm forgetting. We're going to be starting with this first video titled, Meet the Phone That Is Trying to Break the Big Tech Mold. Of course, starting with something light here. Buzz Light here. Come on, dude thing. Get up there, YouTube, you piece of shit. Alright, now before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, we have these Hooligan Strong t-shirts. Now, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags, and we even made steel tumblers out of this design. Today, I got on the Plain Jane Hooligan t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over on the merch store. I'll be dropping all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
A new smartphone that's doing things different and for less.
Rich DeMuro explains in today's Rich on Tech.
Nothing is a smartphone startup based here in London, and they're doing things differently with a focus on usefulness and design. This is their latest flagship smartphone, and not only does it look unique, it costs less than you might think. The Nothing Phone 3 aims to break from the pack with a unique design and features that stand out.
We looked around and saw three big problems. Design got boring, products felt more and more similar, and there was no reason to upgrade anymore.
Nothing is a startup headquartered in London. They brought me here for a launch event where they unveiled 2 products. A new $800 flagship phone, which will sell in the US, and these noise-canceling headphones, which have tactile, physical controls, including a scroll wheel for adjusting volume, a rocker bar to skip tracks, and a customizable button. Did I mention they don't look like anything else out there? They sound great and sell for $299. As for the phone, first off, it has a clear back. That means you can see through to some of the design language inside. It's got top-of-the-line specs, including the latest silicon carbon battery tech and a capable processor. As for that all-important camera system, 3 lenses on the back, 50 megapixels each, with up to 3 times optical zoom, and the selfie cam is also 50 megapixels. OnePlus says it's even good enough for creators. Stay tuned for my camera test. And it has fun features like a blinking red light when it's recording. Other unique aspects include this glyph display, which is smarter and more customizable. It can show timers, calls, and even fun stuff like a spin the bottle game. An AI-enhanced Essential Space is sort of a digital notebook and the first stop for searches.
We will have an opinion about a specific experience, which is a calm experience, a reduced experience, an experience that puts you more in control. And we believe more and more people will start to agree with that.
This entire event feels different from the big launches we see from Google, Apple, and Samsung. It's smaller and more intimate. And with a design like this, it's clear they're trying to stand out from the crowd. The Nothing Phone 3 starts at $800. Open sales start on July 15th. In London, I'm Rich DeMiro. That's Rich on Tech.
Okay, so like I said, starting off with something light there. Now, the Nothing brand has come out with 3 phones, I guess, considering they're saying this is number 3. I remember when the first one came out, it had lights in the back of the phone, so when the phone would ring, you would be able to tell, even if your phone was on silent, because the LEDs would all light up, and I don't know, it had other features. I don't think it runs standard Android operating system like most other phones. Pretty much everything here, I think HTC has their own operating system, but most people got iPhone or they got Android. And with the Nothing brand, I think they have their own operating system as well. Now you guys know I got these Xiaomi phones, right? You get these China phones because they're better than Galaxy and the iPhone, and they're cheaper. But the Nothing brand, they're saying it's $800 for that phone. This phone was like $1,200. So I don't know, maybe it's something to look into. Either way, all phones got their own problems and whatnot. You'd have to look into the specs to see if it's right for you. Next up, TSA phasing out shoe removal at airports. Now, this isn't a big deal to me because I don't go to the airport, because I don't like flying on planes, because I feel like I'm going to die all the damn time. So it's not really affecting me. But it does seem that they're not lowering security, but what you have to do for security. They're saying that new tech at the airport can now determine if you have explosives in your shoes, and you no longer have to take your shoes off. Then they also mentioned back in 2001 there was some piece of shit who had explosives in his shoes, and that was the whole reason why we had to do this. So they're rolling it out. It's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this Nothing brand phone. Russell, you love your Galaxy? There's a lot of people who do love their Galaxy phones, and it's weird how they got us divided like that. iPhone people generally stick with iPhone, Android people stick with Android, and a lot of that is because the phones are so different. It's very hard to hop over to the next phone because you've already built up kind of a routine, and you have your expectations of what you're going to get out of your phone and where you got to go to get those features and whatnot. And so it makes it very difficult to switch from Android to iPhone or the other way around. So yeah, I don't know. This Xiaomi phone has standard Android in it, so I got the same operating system as pretty much any of the Galaxy phones. I don't have any of the Samsung apps, which is fine with me, but yeah. Here, Juicer, you love your S35? Well, the S53 is trash. I don't know anything about that stuff. Is the Galaxy really on 35 now? I had a Galaxy S2 Skyrocket. I think that was the last time I had a Galaxy phone, and I don't know. It was long ago. Mac Daddy, iPhone sucks. Yeah, see, I don't really like iPhone either, but people who started on iPhone don't know any different. So they walk around telling everybody their phone is better. It's I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. It's conditioning that we've gone through because of our American culture. Russell, hate Apple. There's a lot of things I don't like about Apple. I've tried to help people fix their phones and stuff. Generally, like one of the things that I think makes pretty much all phones better than Apple phones is Apple phones, they don't want you to fix it. They don't want you to upgrade it. They don't want you to do any of that stuff. They want you to take it to an Apple tech and give them hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to either repair or replace your phone. If you got an Android, you can fix that shit yourself. You can watch a YouTube video and order some parts off eBay or whatever and bam, fix your phone. It costs you $50 and, you know, an hour of your time or whatever. Plus you pick up that skill. But Apple has one thing that definitively I think makes Android better than Apple is Android allows you to load apps on your phone without requiring you to go through the App Store. So we made apps at one point, and you could go to the website and download and install the APK, which is the file for an app installation, and install the website on your phone as an app. But we couldn't do that for iPhone because iPhone does not allow you to install apps from outside the Apple Play Store or whatever the fuck it's called. And so for that reason right there, I think that alone makes Android better because Apple doesn't allow you to really do what you want on your phone that you own. They still boss you around even though that's your phone, and Android doesn't work like that. But either way, we're starting problems in the chat right off the rip. Here, Juicer, I dropped iPhone when they admitted to having data of CP, of inappropriate child content. Yeah, it's true. Matt Rogers, wow, a red flashing light. I know, that's what I was thinking too. They're like fun features, like this flashing light when you're recording. That don't matter. Like that shit, that doesn't do anything. Mac Daddy, a spin the bottle game for real? Yeah, see, and like, what is that? What is that? And it's got the little LEDs on it. I don't know. They're like, this is really important. Like, I don't know. Snooks, why you got on Jane's t-shirt? I don't know. Where did the expression plain Jane come from? It sounds sexist. Russell, the headphones look easy to break. I was kind of thinking that too. And they're $300. That's a lot of doll hairs for some headphones. I got studio grade headphones. I got some Sennheisers. I think they're 280s or something like that. Those are $200-$300 headphones. I love them. They're great for mixing and mastering. But if you're not doing studio work, you really don't need high-end headphones like that. Like, go get you some Beats by Dre or some shit. Spend $100. It'll sound all cool. It's not accurate. Those are not good headphones to mix and master on. But most people aren't audio engineers like myself. And so, yeah, I'm not dropping $300 on headphones just to, you know, kick around and stuff like that. It's just, it ain't worth it. Russell, I'm for the right to repair. That's right, Russell. I'm in the same boat. Feel the same way. What's up, Americans First? Happy freedom to you. What's up, A Crow? Happy freedom to you. We gotta get those likes up, hooligans. Picture Dad, I've always been Android, never liked Apple. Android was just easier to navigate, more access to products. Yeah, I think so too. I'm waiting to battle with the iPhone users. They're going to be like, fuck you, Jeff Mac. I don't hate the person. I just hate the phone, okay? Don't get all mad at me. It's a plastic quack. Happy freedom to you. Doesn't you have an easier time repairing iPhones than Androids? Well, to each their own. Told to carry iPhone is like Subaru. No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Hey Crow, no drinking from me anymore, so I won't be a savage. Why, are you hungover? Or are you just staying sober? What's up, Montana? Happy freedom. Klaus Daniels. Hey, you stop that. He's like, time to make a bunch of noise. Done got the S20 and it works. Well, as long as it works, that's all that matters. Screaming Eagle, waited all fucking day for this stream. I know, I've been so late lately. I don't mean to be. I try to get ready, I'm like, oh wait, I gotta do this, and then I'm like, oh wait a minute, I gotta do that. Okay, I gotta do this, and I look at the clock and 5 hours has gone by. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get this stuff done. Just working. Thank you so much, Liberty, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Liberty. Thank you so much. Says, hey, Jeff and Hooligans. Jeff, I appreciate you. You make working suck less. Wish I could throw you more. Thank you, Liberty. I appreciate it. And don't work too hard. American First. The origin of the phrase plain Jane is not entirely clear, but it is believed to have originated in the late 19th century. The term plain Jane refers to plain, dowdy, or unremarkable girl, or I assume woman. Oh yeah, woman. The name Jane was likely chosen because it is common name and rhymes with plain. I guess that's a little bit disappointing definition there, but thank you for looking that up, American First. What's up, Hi-To? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Craig? Happy freedom to you. Every tracking device has the same outcome, tracking. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. 50 or 60 years ago, they had classified documents talking about how they wanted every American to have a tracking device in their pocket, and now we have phones and we think they're so cool. Yeah. I mean, the J6ers don't think their phones are so cool. They found out the hard way, but yeah. Major. I use the Bayer Dynamic DT990 Pros for mixing and mastering. They're good and not too expensive. That's cool. I've never even heard of those. I'm going to look those up because I like checking out new headphones and audio gear. I'll look that up after the live. Thank you for letting me know, Major. What's up, Rich? Happy freedom to you. Oh, I like your Fallout memes. I got cool Fallout memes for the gaming channel. You guys haven't seen it yet because we haven't been gaming. I put a bunch of memes up there for the gaming channel. I'm excited to get back into that at some point. Kevin, I'm in the haunted woods. Scared to bike through alone. Well, you're not alone. You got all of us. But if you see anything, you better run. Hopefully you're quick. What's up, Skulls? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Joker? Happy freedom to you. War is the best distraction for a scandal. I mean, right now we're like distractions on top of distractions. Everybody's pissed about the Epstein stuff. I'm waiting for something big to happen. They're going to do something so everybody stops talking about the Epstein shit. I'm just waiting to see what it is. What's up, Information Warlord? Happy freedom. What's up, Harmony? Happy freedom to you. You think the Google phone is the best? What is the Google phone? The Google One? Or is that what it is? I can't remember what it's called anymore. I haven't heard anything about it. I always hear Galaxy and iPhone. What's up, Energy Woman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Buckeye? Happy freedom to you. Make sure we get everybody. What's up, Bullseye? Happy freedom. I keep trying to check the X chat, but I ain't got it pulled up because nobody can access the chat. Oh, I see, Mac Daddy. That's a little bit better of a description there. Thank you for looking that up. All right, Hooligans, we're getting back into the news here. Like I said, TSA is phasing out shoe removal at the airports. I know this isn't that crazy of news, but, you know, you just want to talk about the Epstein shit? Because that's everywhere. Everybody just wants to talk about the Epstein stuff. I'd like to have a little, a plethora of topics and whatnot. Either way, once again, this is TSA phasing out shoe removal at airports. Go ahead and hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
For nearly 20 years, millions of airline passengers have been compelled to take off their shoes as they went through airport security. So annoying. How often have you struggled to take your shoes off, especially boots? Now comes the surprising change. According to sources, TSA is about to lift its despised take off your shoes requirement at most airports. The memo reportedly went out to TSA officers across the USA, declaring the new policy would start on Sunday. But here at LAX, it's already happening at some terminals. You do not have to take your shoes off. How do you feel about that?
Great. Yeah, it's a pain. It's a pain in the butt.
I grew up in a world where you took off your shoes all the time, so I'm a little hesitant, but if it's safe, I'm for it.
The rule was implemented after the notorious shoe bomber, a British citizen named Richard Reed, hid explosives in his shoes on a flight to Miami back in 2001, about 3 months after 9/11. He tried to light them, but was stopped by the airline crew. So where is he today? Serving life at the Supermax prison in Colorado, said to be the nation's toughest, where only the worst of the worst go. Typically, after going through security, I'm quickly putting my shoes back on. I even wear slip-ons to make it quicker, but no need for that today. Even though the shoe policy has been relaxed here, it's not the same everywhere. Here's Les Trent.
Today, travelers flying out of Newark Airport hoping to find an easier experience going through TSA security found out that they still have to take their shoes off.
This family of 4 is eager for the new policy.
It's fantastic.
It'll save a lot of time.
One reason for the change is the fact that screening technology has advanced so much, explosives can now be detected in shoes without passengers having to take them off.
I don't know. Like I said, this doesn't affect me much. I don't be getting on planes. I don't want to fall out of the sky. I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. Plus, I don't have anywhere to go. I got to be live every day. I ain't got time to be traveling and stuff like that. Maybe when I'm an old man. Klaus will let me. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, I'm sure people who have to smell those feet are thankful for this change. Lucky me, I can't smell or taste anything going on 4 years now. Anyways, next up, IRS says church endorsements of candidates is going to be legal. Apparently, and I didn't know this, churches, if they were to endorse a political candidate, they could be stripped of their tax exempt status. And I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently they're about to do away with it, and that'll be interesting with these upcoming elections. Either way, that's what's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about TSA phasing out the shoe removal situation. Russell, oh my God, do you know the pain of going through the airport in a military uniform? So much of a pain in the ass. Really, Russell? Why? Because of, well, I imagine taking your boots off is probably a pain in the ass. I don't know. That's weird. For some reason, I thought that you would have an easier time going through the airport, but I guess I could see the alternative to that too. Snooks, nobody's feet smells very good. I don't even know what that means. I mean, I'll just believe you, Snooks. I'll just take your word for it. Thank you so much, A Crow, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, A Crow. It says, here's a $5 just because you're awesome. Well, you're awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are the best hooligans ever. A Crow, who flies anymore? Transporters are the way. Is that how it goes? I don't know. I think road trips are better. I understand if you got business, right? You got to work in LA tomorrow or whatever, and you're over here on the East Coast. You're going to fly, right? You ain't going to drive 24, 26 hours across the country. I could understand that. But I'd rather not fall out of the sky. I don't know. You see more. You have more of an experience doing a road trip versus flying. But like I said, depends on the situation. Russell, they do make you take your boots off. See, that sounds like a pain in the ass. Hey Crow, love a good road trip? Yeah, me too. I used to go and pick my grandpa up from Florida, and we would drive back here to Michigan for the summer. I miss doing that stuff. Screaming Eagle's stream keeps stopping. Are you on the app? Because I get that on the app, but if you use a browser and you go to Rumble on the browser, usually you don't have this problem. Cricket kiss the Frito feet. Yeah, see, I don't want those problems. What's up, Relax? Happy Freedom. Going to the airport's already a pain in the ass. You don't have to smell people's feet. I mean, Jesus loves us. Total Care TSA's got the athlete feet finder. Oh, fingers. Yeah, that's terrible. That is grody. Tony Rez, I would worry more about Boeing planes than passengers. Yeah, I feel the same exact way. They're like falling apart in the sky. Not really worried about shoes. Bill Clay, I can't wait to go to the line and not take my shoes off. Yeah, one less thing you gotta worry about. What's up, Deb? Happy Freedom. They make you throw away all your like shampoo and conditioner and shit because they don't trust it unless you get like the little baby ones or whatever. I don't know. Crick Kiss, the corkscrew wine opener gets me. You gotta buy one when you get there. That's normally what I do. If I gotta fly in a plane, I'm taking clothes and that's it. Anything else, I'm just gonna buy it at the Walmart when I get there. Crick Kiss, Germany's a hot satanic mess. I believe it. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I believe it. What's up, Shroomish? Happy Freedom. Oh, the Google Pixel. Yeah, Shroomish, that's what we were talking about. You're right. Hey, Crow, I'm not reading that out loud. You guys are crazy. I've never heard anybody say they like the smell of somebody's feet. You guys are just something else. You know, when I put this on the schedule, I didn't think about the consequences of this. You know, I didn't realize. Snooks, come to my house and you can sniff them. I don't know what kind of person you guys think I am. I don't even know what to say. You hear this crazy stuff? They want to sniff your cat toes. Yes, I did not realize. What's up, Tucson? Happy Freedom to you. Tucson, they never make you take off anything at the border. It's a good point. That's a good point there. They make deodorant for feet. I mean, they make soap too. We just got to get people to use it. What's up, GQ? Happy Freedom. Appreciate you joining us, GQ. Vinny C, some people have a foot fetish. Yeah, but what's it got to do with them, the way they smell? I don't know. You know, I don't want to know anymore. What's up, Curry Luca? Happy Freedom. Corey Luca. Yesterday I mentioned Megyn Kelly. Something about Epstein Island. It was a year ago. Has a white shirt on. I will take another look after the live, because I did look for it yesterday, but I just kept finding summaries. But I'll see. Thank you for the information, Corey Luca. MW, road trips are better, but you can't go to many countries that way. Well, yeah, but countries don't want me there anyways. They don't like me because I'm considered a violent offender or whatever the fuck. I can leave this country, but I can't go into any other country apparently. So road trips are the way for me. What's up, username? Happy Freedom. What's up, guy that rides a Harley? Happy Freedom to you. Is that rhyme time? It is. Happy Freedom to you, rhyme time. What's up, Jay Spray? Happy Freedom to you. Oh, I forgot. We have an unboxing we're going to do today. Let me write this on the schedule before I forget all over again. I think it was J-Dog that sent it, because I actually got a notification. Normally I don't. Yeah, J-Dog sent it. We'll be doing that later on in the live, but now we're going to get back into it. Like I said, IRS says church endorsements of candidates are now legal. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick. If you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this pulled up. Now it's going to be weird every time it's time to go vote and we got churches out here saying who to vote for. And again, I didn't even realize that they weren't supposed to do that, because we've seen a lot of gay churches, which is an oxymoron, you know, saying that God is trans and all this shit, and they were pretty much endorsing Hyena Harris and they were endorsing Biden before then. So that's why I didn't realize this was even a thing, but we'll see how it goes. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
For decades, places of worship have risked losing their tax-exempt status if they endorse political candidates. Well, now that could soon be changing. We've got Rob Westerby joining us now with a look at really what this means. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Elliot. Well, the filing actually is related to an original lawsuit against the IRS. filed by 2 Texas churches and the National Association of Religious Broadcasters. Now, it was the New York Times that first reported on this. It traces back to a code applying to nonprofits called the Johnson Amendment. It was added to tax law in 1954 and was authored by then Senator and later President Lyndon B. Johnson. Now, President Donald Trump joined the movement to allow churches to endorse candidates in his first term in 2017. According to the report, the IRS now considers endorsements of candidates by churches as a conversation among family, so it would not impact tax-exempt status. There is some pushback on this. The National Council of Nonprofits is worried that allowing churches endorsements could lead to political groups using nonprofits to funnel money to candidates while still getting tax breaks. Now, we've reached out to the Grand Rapids Diocese just to see if the Catholic Church has any national guidance or response to this new development. And it's important to note that the original churches that filed the original lawsuit were Christian churches. We'll keep you up to date when we find out more. In downtown Grand Rapids, I'm Rob Westerby, Fox 17.
Okay. Now, I think it's interesting how they expose a new strategy for Democrats. They're like, well, they're worried about doll hairs flowing through these churches untaxed, and then they're basically funding candidates and stuff like that. But it's like, don't say it so loudly, because, we're going to bring this back up when the Democrats start doing this shit, and then you guys are going to be, lying. You'd be like, oh, you're attacking churches because you're a bad person. Great. So it's like we just predicted the next 8 years. Anyways, next up, Texas floods. Death toll rises to 109, dozens still missing. This is obviously a follow-up video on the flash flood that happened in Texas. And that place looks terrible right now. I wonder how long it's going to take them to clean it up. It's not tomorrow. What day is it? Is it Tuesday today? Oh, I just clicked the wrong button. I'll be doing that sometimes. It is Tuesday. On Friday, President Trump is supposed to be going to Texas to check on everything going on down there, probably bringing resources and stuff. Like I've been saying, I do intend on covering that. So hopefully we can capture it live. But either way, we got this follow-up coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about churches now being able to endorse political candidates. Russell, hell, in Louisiana, the primarily black churches have classes on how to get more benefits and who to vote on. Damn, that's crazy, Russell. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised that that's happening, but now they can legally do it without worrying about losing their tax-exempt status, their 501c. What's up, Jay Spray? Happy freedom to you. Jay Spray, the only feet that is not nasty is little babies. Yeah. I suppose you're right. Stinky little baby toes. Mm-hmm. Relax. Come on, man. For real. Screaming Eagle, I didn't see if you said you were on the app or not. Let me see. Oh, you said you used the Linktree. Well, that doesn't determine that. If you have the app and you use the Linktree link, I think it'll activate the app. If you try to use the browser, you should have better results. Is anybody else having skipping over on Rumble? What's up, Appeal to Heaven? Happy freedom to you. Pumpkin, you have chili Fritos? Like the chips, or... I don't know. We're still talking about feet? Like, what is going on? We're going to get banned. YouTube and Twitch, they're talking too much about feet. We're going to have to ban them. What's up, Bright Gaming? Happy freedom to you. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Crow, damn, now I want a Frito pie. What is that? Is that sexy talk? Deb, let's get on the Harley and go for a trip. Let's do it. Crick is just very naughty. I'm not very naughty. I just put the videos on the screen. That's all I do. Pet the cat every now and then. Whenever she lets me. Jesus loves us. Crick, Half this stuff, I don't know. Well, I guess it's right there on the screen, so you guys can read what's going on over here on Rumble. A good toe and ankle suck never hurt anybody. I've never sucked on an ankle before. Told the Carrots Taco Tuesday. It is. Ramsey, you not have any problems on the app? Glad to hear it. Happy freedom to you, Ramsey. Appeal to Heaven Discord was late on mine, but other than that, all good. Damn, I wonder why the notification was late. Pumpkin meant the chips? I thought so. I thought so, Pumpkin. Done. App's working good for you. Beck Frank, no problem on the browser. Thank you so much, 8Crow, for that $5 donation. Thank you so much for the support. You're awesome. Thank you. Someone make this dude a Frito pie, please. I guess we're not talking like toe pie, right? Like that's like a real. I kind of want to Google it, but I'm a little scared. I'm a little worried of what I might find. Thank you, 8Crow. I appreciate you. Snooks, baby toes are sugar cubes? I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Snooks, religion and politics need to stay separated. I agree, but at the same time, they've put politics in everything. It's everywhere. It's in the schools, it's in the movies, it's in the videos, it's in the posters, it's in everything. And I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. You take a bunch of people who talk about nothing but politics, because even when you're like talking sports, politics comes back into it. They're saying that it's Trump's fault that there was a flash flood in Texas. That's how much politics is injected in everything. These are people talking about politics. These are the same people that are going into the churches. And so I feel like politics is going to be talked about in churches regardless of what the law says. So I don't know. I mean, if the conversation is going to happen anyways, then why go to jail for it? But at the same time, you're going to have these churches where they just become, like, I don't want to say fundraisers because they're legally not supposed to do that, but they'll be campaigning for candidates, right? They'll be pushing people away from the church based on their political views, which won't be good. But you know what this may do is it may tell you the difference between good churches and bad churches, right? You'll have a church where they say, hey, we're going to vote for Hyena Harris. And if you don't, you're going to hell, because that's how religious people talk, right? You're going to see that bullshit and you're like, I'm not voting for that dumb bitch. And you're leaving, right? You leave the church. There's going to be other people who are in there talking about God, because that's the point of going to church, right? And they don't care if you're voting for Harris or if you're voting for Trump. They're there to talk about God. And that's a church, right? That's what church is for. And so maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is going to have these dumpy churches tell on themselves because they're really working people over for money. They have a political agenda. They have an ulterior motive. And that's going to show now that they're allowed to do this. I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating here, but we'll see. Can't do anything about it. Yeah, Snooks. J Spray, the raid last night was fun. I stayed there till I had to go to bed, a little too buzzed. Churches can talk politics. Politics can't talk churches. Yeah. Who did we raid yesterday? Oh, Eddie Block. That's cool, J Spray. Yeah, we've known Eddie Block for a while. He's pretty cool. Told to care if your church preaches politics, run. Absolutely. Relax. Are civil rights conversations allowed in churches? They tend to turn into politics and get hijacked. I mean, it could be. I don't be going to church because for a lot of reasons. I don't like religious people. I just don't. And I don't think anybody does, really. Because there's a difference between having a relationship with God and being a religious person. A religious person is like a life Nazi. They're there to tell you how you're a fuck up, and if you don't do what they say, you're going to hell. Those are religious people. Religious people turn more people away from God than anybody else. And so I don't go to churches because most of them have an agenda and they're not really there to talk about God. The fact that it's a building with symbolism on the top of it is pagan in itself. We are the church. Where there is two or more present talking about God, God is present. We are the church, not a building. Those buildings with symbolism on it, those are pagan houses. And that's not how you're supposed to worship God. But I don't want to tell you guys what to do, and I don't go to church to argue with these people about their bullshit inside of their pagan building, right? I have my relationship with God, and that's all that matters to me. And so I'm just trying to we're just talking about what the law is doing, and that's it. Pumpkin, a lot of churches talk politics for a minute or two. Yeah. Well, like I said, how do you not? How do you not talk about politics? You know, it's everywhere. Jay Spray, my church doesn't tell me who to vote for, but some political parties are ungodly. Yeah, absolutely. Wayward, I have church at work with my buddies. Yeah. Anywhere where you're talking about God, that's church. Done. What does the Bible say? Where two or more gather, there is the church. Yep, absolutely. Yep. And whatever you guys believe is totally fine. I'm not telling you to believe what I believe or telling you what you believe is wrong. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying what I believe and moving forward. Liberty, you mind your business. A Crow, eat it, Jeff. Promise it's good. If I had $1, I believe you, A Crow. Well, I'll have to Google what Frito pie is. Let me pull up a tab. I'm not going to look at it really closely because God only knows what Google's about to show me. But I'll check it out afterwards. It could be good. I trust in what you enjoy. I'm sure it's good. Glamour, you got it fixed? How'd you fix it? You're stuck in 720 now? Weird. I wonder why that's a thing. Is that all they're giving us? No, we're in 1080. Crickets, geez, Jeff, what'd I do? Kelly R is a casserole. Well, you guys are getting me kind of excited about it. I can't wait to check it out. I need more food to cook anyways. Glamour 1080 gets the lines. I wonder why that's happening. It sounds like an encoder issue, but I haven't had anybody else tell me they're having problems with the feed on Rumble. Tucson Frito Pie, also known as Walking Taco, is a snack made with Fritos, chili, and cheese. It's popular in America's Southwest, Midwest, and Southeast. Can be found at concession stands, restaurants, and campgrounds. The basic recipe is Fritos topped with chili and cheese, but there are many variations and regional names. Interesting. I have never heard of that. I make taco bowls where I'll take burger and I'll put salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, and sometimes I'll add other stuff. Cook it, make it like I'm making tacos, right? And Taco Bell seasoning and all that shit. And then put Fritos or Doritos or party mix or whatever, throw that in a bowl, put shredded cheese on it, put taco meat on it, and then repeat the process until the bowl is full. You eat that, you're gonna shit in about fucking a couple hours, but you will be full. You will be like crazy full. It's kind of like drunk food. I think it's similar to what you guys are talking about though. Tucson, can you lick your elbow? No. I know you want me to try it, but I'm pretty confident I can't. I don't think so. I can't lick my nose either. God give me a wide tongue, not a long one. You guys. Anyways. Harmony, only Americans have free toes? Is that how it works? I was wondering. Kevin, it feels like October out there. Well, enjoy the weather because it's hot and muggy here. What's up, Guess Some? Happy freedom to you. See, we start talking about toes and Guess Some just shows up. What's up, Z's? Happy freedom to you. Tony Brez, Taco Tuesday. I'm actually going to have chili dogs tonight, but we'll see. Hair Juicer, Hooligan Recipe Book. I know. We need to just start the cooking show. I keep waiting for like the perfect moment, but we need to just get that rolling. Sub-Zero, happy freedom. What'd you eat? Russell, you can lick your nose? You're getting banned. Getting banned, Russell. Can you lick your elbow? Relax. No ramen? Ramen's noodles? I don't eat Raymond's noodles unless I got to. Glamour, Jeff needs healthier stuff than Culver's. No, I don't. Culver's is about as healthy as I get. Done. It sounds like Jeff learned to cook when he was drunk or stoned. It's the only motivation I have to even go cook, right? What is cooking without a beer in your hand? Glamour's talking about you. She wants to see your toes. She just wants to take some pictures. Klaus Daniels, he's had enough of me. Snooks, we weren't talking about girth. I don't even know what to say. Hair juicer, try and touch your knuckles to your shoulder. What do you mean, like this? I can't. These guns right here don't let me do it. I need little sissy arms to finger my shoulders. Why you make me do that, hair juicer? Mac Daddy, I thought a walking taco was just a woman. Yeah. I suppose. Either way, moving forward here, you silly hooligans. Like I said, next up we got our follow-up on the Texas floods. Sorry to spoil all the fun, but we're going to have to cover the serious story here real quick. And like I said, President Trump is expected to go to Texas. I think I just said Florida. He's expected to go to Texas about this flood situation, and hopefully brings resources and all of that. And it's really weird how the Democrats are blaming President Trump for the flash flood. They're not really blaming him, saying like he's not doing enough to help these people or anything like that. It's his fault that it rained. It's his fault that it flooded there, I guess. I don't know. Fucking crackheads. Anyways, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Now, the search does continue for 5 young girls and a counselor missing from Camp Mystic after that extensive flooding in central Texas. I do want to bring in Fox's Kennedy Hayes. She is live over in Kerrville, Texas, with the latest out there. And Kennedy, I know a lot of information here coming in pretty much on an hourly basis.
Josh, that's right. Officials say at least 190 people are dead. That includes 30 children. A lot of this heartbreak happening right here in Kerr County. And I want to give you an idea about what we're seeing on the ground. The best way to really describe it, if you follow me this way, is just overwhelming. And I'll stand here so you can see a comparison between me and the size of this tree limb that fell due to the Guadalupe River, which is right here. You can see the levels of the water are much lower now, but it gives you an idea about how powerful these flood waters can be. And surrounding the Guadalupe River are dozens and dozens of tree limbs that fell during this flood 4th of July weekend. Now, we know some are still missing, and among the missing, campers and counselors from nearby Camp Mystic, an all-Christian girls' camp. One counselor shared her story.
It was about 1:30 in the morning, and rain just kind of started coming through our windows. I woke my girls up, told them to close the windows, and then the power just went out. They told us that two of the cabins with the 7-year-old girls were wiped away.
Torrential rain overnight into Friday morning sent the Guadalupe River surging 26 feet in under an hour. Most people were fast asleep. Floodwaters swept through cabins, tents, trailers, dragging people into the dark, and dozens again are still missing. We know right now over 400 agencies, including teams from Mexico, are searching nonstop. President Trump is expected to visit Friday, and more federal aid is on the way. A longtime local told me he still can't believe what's happened here.
Never seen anything like this. Never. Feel sorry for them kids who were taken in their sleeps. It's just heartbreaking.
And officials say that this recovery is going to be long and grueling. We know Texas Governor Greg Abbott is taking an aerial tour today. He'll be joining other officials for the next update coming up at 5 p.m. local time. Josh.
All right, Kennedy Hayes there with Fox. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. We appreciate it.
Okay, update there on what's going on in Texas with the flash floods. Terrible story about children being swept away. I don't know. The whole thing is awful. Like I said, President Trump is expected to be there Friday. We are intending on covering it live. Hopefully he's not there at like 8 o'clock in the morning, because that'll make things difficult. But either way, I do plan on covering it. Hopefully he brings lots of resources. I assume he will. We covered him when he went to East Palestine, Ohio for the train derailment. We covered him when he was going to North Carolina for those that were affected by Hurricane Helene in Milton. And so I assume he's going to bring resources with him. They have lots of people already working in Texas, trying to help clean stuff up, help people get found and stuff like that. It's just awful what's going on in Texas. Next up, we got our mid-live break. It's our funny video halfway through. It's titled "George Washington is Not Impressed." Then getting back into the news, the next one is Trump asked about Epstein list at cabinet meeting, and I am not thrilled about the response. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about everything that's happening in Texas. Guess made you guys some free toe pie. He even used one of his own toes. It's specially seasoned. Thank you, Guess What a badass. Lunch is on Guess Some. Oh, thank you, Russell. I'm going to check it out after the live. I just got it pulled up. Look forward to checking it out. Matt Rogers, the Guadalupe River goes through Demo Ranch's property. Too bad he quit YouTube. He could probably get some crazy videos. Well, maybe he'll post. I don't know. I forgot that he had pretty much wrapped it up. He accomplished everything he wanted to, right? So he's just like retired. He might still post. You never know. Hair juicer, it's awful. Yeah, definitely. Russell, prayers to those families. Absolutely. Jay Spray, it was your first 5K and you got stung by a bee. Well, at least you completed your first 5K. It's badass. I'd like to do that stuff. I keep trying to get WMM to do a 5K with me or something. Just, I don't know, anything like that, but he won't do it. Guess I'm sorry I'm late. Kidnapped by girls in a van again. Said free candy. 6th time this month. Damn it, Guess we're going to have to get you a bell and a leash to liberate you from these pesky females. What's up, Weevo? Happy freedom. Crit Kiss, every riverbed was drowned out. Yeah. I can't believe they're blaming Trump for this. I don't understand that. That shit just doesn't make sense to me. It's so bad that they created a whole category over on YouTube. Let me see if it's still up, because they do this with the news. They create these like brackets that go sideways, and it's based on what is being talked about the most. And there's so many people blaming President Trump for the floods, like for the floods themselves, that it created a category. Let me see if it's still up here. They're talking about tariffs and shit. No, the fucking Epstein stuff too. So much on that. See, it's not up anymore. They've changed everything since I was putting the schedule together. I'm gonna start taking pictures of this shit, because I keep telling you guys about this stuff, and by the time we look into it, they've changed all the categories. Yeah. Anyways. Stupid. It's stupid that they do that stuff. It's Trump's fault that it rained really hard. Like, you're giving him too much credit, okay? Like, it's not his fault that it rained. Kevin, 5K, I'd walk that in my sleep. I don't know exactly what the numbers mean when they say like a 5K or whatever. I don't know exactly what they mean, but I'd be walking my ass off. I think I could do it. Now, running, I don't know. I'm 230 pounds. That's a lot of weight to get, moving. Once I get moving, it's hard to stop. I'm like the juggernaut, so I don't really be running a whole lot. Maybe I should lose some pounds, but I'd be walking my ass off. Vinny C, prayers going out to Texas. Yeah, absolutely. Mac Daddy, where's my free candy? I don't know. Russell, damn the free candy. That's how they get you. Information Warlord, does Trump prefer hot dogs or pizza? I really don't know at this point. Nah, we're not gonna know for a long time. Turbo, I walk 4 to 6 miles a day, not at once, but it adds up. Yeah, I hear you. Appeal to Evan, 147 pounds. I keep losing weight. Are you trying to lose weight, or is it just happening? What's up, Bones? Happy freedom to you. They claim it has to do with the Fed cuts. Oh, interesting. I mean, that is a little bit more logical. I just keep seeing people being like, it's Trump's fault that it flooded in Florida, or I keep saying Florida, in fucking Texas. Like, Trump doesn't control the weather. Like, I don't know. I understand weather manipulation. I'm sure I just opened a new can of bullshit, but blaming Trump for rain is dumb to me. Hi, Toe, why not a hot dog pizza? Yeah, I guess those are options now, but they're talking about other stuff. My feed, why are not talking about the 1987 at all? I don't know. My feed. Happy freedom to you, by the way. We talked about that yesterday. In 1987, there was a very similar flood in the same area that also affected a campground. I don't know if it was the same camp spot or what, but a very similar flood event happened in the same area in 1987. That video is going all over the place, and I don't know why no one's talking about it. And then that guy they just interviewed in that video said he's never seen anything like it, and he's obviously old enough to remember what happened in 87. Maybe he wasn't in Texas in 87, but yeah, I've been wondering the same thing. Oh, appeal to heaven, I see. If you get protein shakes and stuff, they're not terribly expensive, but they're a little bit overpriced. But if you get protein shakes, like if you get the Boathouse Protein Plus drinks, they taste all right, and it'll help you keep weight. Plus quick, so there never was a list, and it definitely wasn't sitting on any desk. Oh yeah, and that one guy really did delete himself, and his girlfriend is in jail for no reason, not buying it. Yeah, Plastic Quack, I know. I feel the same way. Picture that I think the CIA is to blame for the Epstein drama. I mean, it's the swamp. It's crazy they went from draining the swamp to there's no Epstein files. Tony Rez, the Doge cuts they blame go into effect in October. Oh, so the stuff they're blaming Trump for hasn't even gone into effect yet? I mean, that sounds like lefties. Dutton is 5K, 5,000 meters. I don't know how that stuff works. I've never been. Once I go, I'll know more. Yeah, Liberty, definitely. J-Dog, no, I got it. It's sitting right here. We're going to unbox it at the end of the live. And thank you, J-Dog, and happy freedom to you. Appeal to heaven, how did the flood happen? Did a dam break? No, as far as I know, it was just rain. It just rained a lot, and then it all funneled down to it like... I don't know exactly, but from what it sounds like is there was a bunch of rain across a big area, and then it all funneled down to a similar location where it just became overwhelmed with rainwater, and the rivers had grown and all of that, and it just become chaotic that way. But as far as I know, it was just raining. That's all that happened. Metal's so sad. Absolutely. I know, and then that woman has to sit there and tell that story about the kids being swept away. It's awful. Crick Kiss, a beer in your hand, late night cooking with Jeff. Perfect title. I agree. Clamor, give him to me. I'll cuddle him. I'll just hand you the Klaus. I hope you're strong. He's heavy as shit. Look at you. Just spooked him. Well, you don't scream at me. You'd be all right. You were falling off your tower here. Yeah, you're not really keeping a good lookout. Good lord. Big beefy. I don't know. Yep, big and fat. Yeah, anyways. Crick is good versus evil. Battle is on and has been since the beginning. That's right. That's right. Tucson 5K is 3.1 miles. Oh, that's not that bad. I mean, I couldn't run that far, but I definitely could walk that far. Tucson, did you hear about what happened in Seattle? Antifa was throwing pee-filled water balloons at Christian festival. I mean, not recently, I haven't heard that, but that is their MO. They've been throwing piss bottles and stuff since 2020 and probably even before then. I haven't heard of anything recently, though. Tucson, Trump likes KFC with Diet Coke. No, I think they were referencing pedophilia. Like, information that came out saying, you know, they're just flying this many hot dogs to the island and stuff like that. I think it's code talk. I don't think they were actually asking if President Trump likes hot dogs versus pizza. Tucson, almost every year there are tornadoes at summer camps. Why aren't people talking about that? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird the way that they're talking about this whole flash flood situation. What's up, Teasel? Happy Freedom. What's up, Mana? Happy Freedom to you. Kevin, my regular walking speed is 7 kilometers an hour. So you're built for it. You're built for these 5Ks and stuff. I can walk it, but I don't think I could run it. I wouldn't be okay. It wouldn't be all right. My poor ankles or something. Yes, protein shakes are less expensive at most roadside parks. Yeah, you just go up to the little glory hole in the wall there. What's up, Larry? Happy Freedom to you. Boone, been watching where liberals are saying the most horrible things about the flood victims. One preacher's wife called the poor kids horrible names. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. There's somebody that was saying that the kids deserved it because their parents voted for Trump. Like, these lefties are so ridiculous. What's up, Gio? Happy Freedom to you. Wevo, people on the list are probably begging Trump not to release it. I'm sure they offered things. Trump probably said, sure, I'll blackmail all the pedos to sign the big, beautiful bill. I mean, it could be, we were talking about that yesterday, that they got their hands on a huge list of blackmail. And if they put the contact list out, it kind of undermines the fact that it's blackmail itself. So instead of releasing the truth to the public, they'd rather control these people behind the scenes because now they can dangle that blackmail over their heads. And I mean, it kind of seems like the most probable, but I don't know. I just know we ain't getting what we were promised. Either way, like I said, next up, we got our mid-live break. And then back in the news, Trump asked about Epstein list at cabinet meeting. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, that our friend Larry is in need of our help. Larry is in need of a kidney transplant, and I put together a page for him here on the website. It's got all of his details and everything like that. And if you think you can help our friend Larry, please check out this page I put together on the website. What's up, Ghostly? Happy Freedom to you. All right, hooligans, there is the link there. Let's get this mid-live break pulled up. It's quick. It's a quick one. Come on now. This is titled, George Washington is not impressed.
Oh yeah, I've had 5 abortions and I don't give a fuck.
Me and my homies would have been stacking bodies by now.
Oh.
All right, getting back into the news. Like I said, President Trump being asked about Epstein during the cabinet meeting. Now, I don't know. I don't really like anything about this. This just feels wrong. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the staff?
Yeah, sure. If I
could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
Okay, so that was our not answer there. None of that shit makes sense. Well, it showed conclusively, while there was also errors in the video. No, she said the opposite shit about the same thing. She's like, the video shows you that it didn't kill himself, but it is missing a minute because every day it's missing a minute. And we're going to find the video to show you. The video of what? The video of the missing minute of the video? Is that what you're saying? I don't think there's a video out there. And that's on top of this video supposedly never existing until now. People are noticing that it's not the same door and stuff like that, like the cell door that was all taped off after he supposedly smoked himself. People are noticing that that's not lining up. They're saying, why did the camera slightly move or whatever after the missing minute? There's just so much stuff that doesn't make sense. And then to say, oh, we don't know if Epstein was in the intelligence agency of any sort. We'll get back to you on that. Are you going to? Because President Trump just said that it's ridiculous that anybody's even worrying about the Epstein stuff. Not that, we're waiting on something we were promised or anything like that. No, we're foolish. We should stop asking about the pedophile human trafficking ring. That's old news. Why are you guys still asking about that? I do not fucking like that. I do not like that at all. And I brought this up yesterday, and we're not going to dwell on it, but I said some shit when President Trump was on the Fox Business interview before he got back into the Oval Office, and they asked him, are you going to release the 9/11 footage? He said, yeah. Or files. Are you going to release the RFK files? He said, yeah. Are you going to release the Epstein stuff? He was like, yeah, well, I'm not so sure about that. We'll see, because it's got a lot of people's reputation on the line. We'll see about that. And then redirected the conversation to talk about J6ers. And I pointed that out, and a lot of people left and canceled their memberships and called me bad names and all this shit. And now here we are not getting the client list and being talked to like we're a bunch of fucking idiots because we want to know what's going on with the Epstein stuff. This is a terrible thing that happened. It's probably happening in other places, and we want to see people be held accountable for doing terrible things to kids. That's not unreasonable at all. And to be talked down to because of that does not feel right. There is something wrong going on here. And so, I don't know. I'm not impressed with this bullshit at all. We've all been waiting to hear from Pam Bondi ever since the news broke that there is no list and all this other stuff. And, here we are from President Trump himself. Oh, are you guys still asking about that? Yeah, because you didn't solve the case here. Like, you told us we were going to get something. What about the binders? It was like phase 1 of the Epstein stuff. Where's phase 2? When are we getting phase 2? Are we not getting phase 2 now? Why do you even call it phase 1 if we're not getting a phase 2? Why even release the binders at all if there's no case here to talk about? Like, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense at all. And then they're like, oh, well, he downloaded all that footage. He just obtained it from the internet. That's what happened. He just downloaded all this terrible, inappropriate child content and you just had it, and he was just on an island in a mansion, just watching inappropriate children content and just hanging out by himself. And then Maxwell, she's just in prison for no reason, just cause. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't even kind of make sense. And the Q people are being real fucking quiet, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all, because they talk that shit to me all the damn time, and then I say it's a bunch of bullshit, and everybody gets mad at me. Okay, well, I'm being patient. Where's your answers, since you guys know so fucking much over on the Q shit? Like, I don't know. That stuff doesn't make any sense to me. I do not like this at all. I don't know if Trump's on the list, or why he's not releasing the list, or any of this stuff, but he shouldn't have promised us this shit. Pam Bondi shouldn't have promised it. Dan Bongino shouldn't have promised it. Cash Patel shouldn't have promised it if they weren't going to deliver. Like, I don't know. I don't like that. I voted for the border to be closed. I voted for dudes to get out of women's sports. We got that. That's great. But they made some promises to us, and we're not getting it, and I don't like that. Next up, Rubio impersonator used AI in calls to senior officials. They were using AI to gather information and gain access. This is some real crazy stuff from slimy cyber criminals. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about President Trump responding to those questions about Epstein. Russell, I'm going to write a tab so I can remind you when we get in the voice chat on Friday. There we go. I'll try and remind you on Friday. Russell? Larry, the list is in... Are you saying Maxwell? But they won't let her talk? Oh, yeah, they should just ask her. She's alive. She was there. She was co-operator with Epstein. But who knows? Maybe they're going to smoke her. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe they're going to go and do something bad to Maxwell. So when she gets out, if she gets out, or if somebody visits her in prison, because that might be the next move. Maybe journalists will be trying to get visitation with Maxwell to try and get more information, since the government is claiming that they're not going to give us any more about the Epstein stuff. So maybe they're going to do something to Maxwell. Jay Spray, the only thing we've really got was men out of women's sports. Well, the border's closed. We haven't really got the mass deportation yet, but the border's closed. So, I mean, we got that, and that's, that's good. It's not all bad, but for them to go up there and make all these promises about Epstein stuff, and the Epstein situation being a huge deal. That's a huge deal. This isn't like some little small thing. This is a big thing. And just to be like, oh, you guys are still dwelling on that? Yeah, because that's not the only place that's operating. They were saying the same thing about Diddy, and Diddy just got off of that stuff. So it seems like they're not busting pedophile human traffickers. That's what it seems like. They're okay with it. They may even be defending these people. So I don't know. I don't like it. Jay Spray, if there's no list, then what does Ghislaine do? Yeah, I don't know. Guess Ghislaine is in the UK, who is protecting Prince Charles. We will never know. Yep. It's not good. This is not good. And people are not going to just forget this stuff. And like I said, I don't want anything bad to happen, but I think that they're going to do something big and bad in front of everybody to make us all forget about the shit. And I hope not. And they got all the pieces together. Every red team and blue team both are saying that this Epstein shit doesn't make sense. They're about to unite everybody over this Epstein shit. But then if some big bad thing happens in our country, they can conveniently blame it on Iran. And they can say, look, Iran just did this terrible thing to us. We need to be shitting on Iran right now. And then everybody will be like, Epstein who? Oh, the bad guys in Iran, and memory hole it. But we'll see how it goes. Hair Juicer, we released the entire video. Yeah, there's a minute missing, but it's complete. Yeah, see, that stuff doesn't make sense. They're worried too hard about convincing us and not worried enough about telling the truth. Jay Spray, Trump has been showing us how the deep state works. Yeah, but I don't know. What do you think? You think that Trump's not showing us the Epstein stuff because he's worried about getting smoked? I don't understand that stuff. He knows that the Epstein list exists, but he's not going to release it because he wants to show us how evil everybody else is. Well, doesn't that make him in cahoots with it? If you know there's a fire, you don't tell anybody there's a fire because you want to see that people set houses on fire, then isn't it just as bad that you let the house burn down? You didn't fucking tell anybody? Doesn't that make you a part of the problem? I don't know. It's just weird. Jay Spray, why would he kill himself for no reason? Yeah. Well, I mean, they're trying to kind of paint the picture that he had downloaded inappropriate child content, and they could suggest that he smoked himself because he didn't want to go to prison the rest of his life for being in possession of that content. So, I mean, we can kind of put those pieces together if that's even what it is. But when they're saying it is and it isn't at the same damn time, it's hard to make sense of any of it. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much. Says, just disappointed with the response to the good question by the reporter today. Worst response I've seen from President Trump. It's personal for me. Yeah, Patriot Dad, I am not impressed with the way that little interaction went there either. And it would have been different if President Trump would have been like, hey, we're in the middle of doing something. Can we keep it on topic or something like that? Just, trying to be professional. But to be like, oh, you guys are still asking about this? Like, that's not good. Like, that's not good at all. Like, yeah, we're still asking about some awful thing that never got solved. Like, yeah. So, I don't know. What's up, Rolling Pony? Happy Freedom. Rolling Pony, you may not know this, but your attitude and voice are so calming. Are you saying that sarcastically, Rolling Pony? I don't know. I've heard phrases similar to that, but then I've heard phrases opposite of that. But I appreciate it, Rolling Pony, as long as you're not being sarcastic. Tony Rez, BB got to Trump yesterday? Maybe. It could be. A lot of people are not impressed with the whole relationship between Benjamin Netanyahu and President Trump as well. A lot of people are suggesting that President Trump's being controlled by Netanyahu. Deb, we all need to call the White House. Yeah, but we see how they targeted the J6ers. They'd be more willing to smoke us and lock us in a prison forever than to actually give us answers. Oh, well, thank you, Cricket Kiss. I really appreciate it. Relax. I thought you said fight, fight, fight. Yeah, I don't know. What's up, Stoner? Happy Freedom to you. Liberty, he could be using this as leverage on them just like Epstein did. He could be afraid of getting smoked. He could be waiting for the left to demand it. There are angles. Yeah, but they're saying the case is closed. So I don't think we're getting anything else out of this. We'll see. Time will tell. There isn't anything we can do about it. Told the carrier Trump has a soft spot for Blondie. Not good. Yeah, I kind of think so too. There's a lot of people saying if you look into Pam Bondi when she was Attorney General in Florida, that there's been situations where she's covered for Epstein, where they were either going to do something to him or he got in trouble for something and she let the charges go or something. I haven't had a chance to go look into it, but there's been a lot of people pointing in that direction. Dud, it's so strange that we want justice for all these victims of these disgusting wealthy fucks. Yeah, Dudden. I know, are we still talking about this? Like, I don't know. I don't like that he said that. Like, because what about the victims? Like, there's no justice for the victims. Ghostly, covering for pedos makes you worse than the pedos because now it can keep happening. Yeah. Wevo, Epstein worked for the CIA. Benz goes into long history of Epstein and specific individuals. Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that he's an asset. They were saying the same thing about Ryan Ruth, that he's an asset of sorts. We'll know when people start dropping dead for no reason. What's up, Decimal Threat? Happy Freedom to you. Covering up a crime makes you complicit in the crime. Absolutely. Metal, he has to be involved or some of his people are. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think too. Deb, we still have a crap load of illegals. And when I say crap load, I mean illegals are the crap. Yeah, Deb. And yeah, I mean, they're trying to do this mass deportation, but it sounds good until you look at the numbers. It's not nothing. It's nothing compared to what Obama deported. And I have faith that we can get there, especially with the new budget and stuff, but we got to get those numbers up. Yesterday we covered Tom Homan saying we got to do 7,000 illegal arrests of illegals every day from now until the end of Trump's term in order to even hit the ones that came in during Biden's administration, and that's not even all of them, because there was illegals here before Biden let more in. And so Holman was saying we're not even going to hit those numbers because right now we're doing 3,000 a day, and we need to be doing 7,000 or more a day. And so, you know, we'll see. What's up, Pamela? Happy Freedom. Metal is too big of a business for them. I think you're right. They're not going to make money the way they make money human trafficking. Pamela, feels like my leg's wet. Smells like urine, but I was told it's raining. Yeah, that's what we're all experiencing right now. Ghostly, Trump just lost his base. We're going through rough times. Dems will realize this, and like sharks, they smell blood in the water. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't heard more from Democrats in this whole Epstein stuff. There is people kind of raising a fuss about it, but we're not seeing like large-scale Democrats saying, you know, where's the Epstein list? And I think it's because a lot of them are actually on the list, but yeah, this definitely doesn't look good for President Trump, and there's a lot of people turning their back on him right now. Guess when do we address the parents of these girls for letting their girls be victimized? Parenting carries responsibility. Absolutely, guess I don't know if we'll ever get to that point, because they're also not. They're not even telling you who the victims are, right? They're protecting the victims by not giving us any information at all. And so I don't even think we get to know who the victims are, who their families are, why they're getting no justice, or any of that stuff. You know, they're just basically trying to delete that this ever happened. What's up, Noad? Happy Freedom to you. I was bothered by the way he responded today. Not turning my back, definitely lost a little faith. Yeah, Noad, that's how I feel too. I don't regret voting for President Trump, but I don't like the way this is going at all. What's up, Meta? Happy Freedom. Meta, the media made up the client list. We believed it. There is a black book, and it was referred to in Maxwell's trial, but there's no client list. Think about it. The book is an address book. Just because people were in it doesn't make them guilty. I guess, but the thing is when they say that they have videos of victims being mistreated by wealthy people and powerful people and stuff like that, and even naming Prince Charles or Andrew or whoever the royal people are, like, if it wasn't true, then it's defamation of character, and they should be sued. And no lawsuits started because everybody knows that they were out there doing bad stuff. And although that they may not have been keeping a log of actual clients and stuff like that, somebody knows who was there doing what. And there's got to be evidence of those people being there. You can't swim to the island. And yeah, although being at the island does not necessarily mean that you did bad things, generally that's part of the investigation. Like if a house gets busted as being a drug house, meaning that they were selling drugs or doing drugs inside the house, a house being declared as a drug house now changes who visits that house. So everybody who goes to the house, you may not have bought drugs, you may not have smoked drugs while you were there, but you're now a part of the investigation because you visited the drug house. So if the island is declared as a center point for human trafficking, then everybody who went to the island should be investigated as being a part of the human trafficking. And they're not. Instead, they're saying there's no list and the job is done. And so I don't understand how they're not going to investigate anybody who was even mentioned of going to the island. There's a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress. They should investigate him for that. I'm pretty sure there's a painting of Bill Gates being there. He should be investigated as being a part of this. But they're not, because they're worried about closing the case and making everyone forget about it. Then they're worried about telling the truth. And that's just where we are, and it sucks. Ghostly, half of MAGA doesn't even care if Trump's a pedo. They'll worship him anyways. Yeah, there is a lot of people who blindly follow President Trump. And I had somebody shit on me the other day. They're like, oh, you're a Trump supporter? And I'm like, no, I'm a person that supports Trump. There's a difference. And they're like, nah, back in the day, you were for the Democrats and blah. No, the fuck I wasn't. I'm for what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I don't blindly follow anybody but God. Like, that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Everybody fucks up. I fuck up. I'm not perfect. I talk about being wrong all the damn time. I'm not too big of a person to say when I'm wrong. It's part of being grown. And so, like, I don't blindly follow anybody, but I get shit on when I say bad stuff about Trump. Not that I'm talking bad about him, but if he slips up, I'm going to say it. You know why? Because that's how I treat my friends, too. When my friends are fucking up, I'm like, hey, buddy, you're fucking up. And they're like, what? You're my boy. You ain't supposed to talk to me like that. No, I want you to do okay. And if I tell you you're fucking up, or I see you messing up and I don't tell you you're messing up, then I'm part of the problem too. If I see you ain't doing good, I'm going to tell you you're not doing good. Why? Because I want to see you do better. That's why. And I treat Trump the same way. I want to see him do better. Even though he can't hear me talking, he doesn't know I exist on the planet. If he does something wrong, I'm going to say he's doing something wrong because I want to see him do better. And that's it. And I want everybody to do the same thing to me. Because if I'm fucking up, tell me I'm fucking up because I want to do better. You know? And maybe that's wrong on my part. I don't know. But that's how I get down. What's up, Air Force? Happy freedom to you. Camo, YouTube's canceling you right now with this speech. I'm not surprised. Freezing and cutting it up. Yeah, Camo, that's how YouTube is. The damn censorship. That's why we're over on Rumble. Happy freedom to you, Camo. It's reading through and we'll move forward here. Parabellum, they're going to declare some kind of emergency and strip us of our basic rights if we push too much for that list, probably. That's what they did to us during the state of emergency for COVID. That's why the mandates were being enforced like laws, because during a state of emergency, our rights are suspended. They just don't say that part out loud. But that's why they were like, it's mandated. And we're like, we don't care about mandates. Well, that's all it takes to be law during a state of emergency. And so, well, we just got to keep our eyes open. That's all I know. Mac Daddy, what is this? Doocy, so what happened to the Epstein client list the Attorney General said she had on her desk? Caroline Levitt. I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said, Doocy, I've got the quote. She said it's sitting on her desk right now to review. Yeah. And now Pam Bondi's turned around and go, well, that's not what I was talking about. I'm like, okay. Jay Spray, speaking facts, makes me want a podcast just cause. You could. I mean, we do the same thing in the voice chat. We go over things and discuss it and stuff like that too. So I keep telling you guys, you should join us in the voice chat. It's not all talking about feet and stuff. We talk about fun stuff, but we research a lot of stuff too. I mean, a lot of stuff. Everything that everybody says in the voice chat, I'm Googling it and pulling it up on the screen and stuff. We're constantly learning while we're laughing over in the voice chat. Every Friday over on the website after Coffee with Hooligans. Guess Pam Bonnie's got nice boobs. I give her a pass. I guess but once you get on her good side, you tell her she needs to release that list, you know? Tony Rez, Israel has plenty of time to reload. Image ceasefire ending soon. Yeah, and we'll see how all that stuff goes. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom to you. What's up, TX? Happy freedom to you. Epstein's alive and CIA Mossad asset. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that. What's up, Fry? Happy freedom. worry, hooligans. We're going to move forward in the news. Just a moment. I just want to make sure we get everybody. Fry, Jeff Mack likes mustard sometimes. I do. I don't know what that means, but, you know, sometimes is okay. Boone, after today, Maxwell has cause for a retrial. She will go free. We'll see if they let her do that. Like I said, they might just smoke her. They might smoke her over this. You know, Chauvin was trying to get a retrial, and they sent someone in there to smoke him. He was almost stabbed to death. And the Fed boys showed up at the prison, and they didn't even check on Chauvin. They went and checked on the guy that stabbed him almost to death. So, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know the truth of any of this. Plasquag, who did Maxwell traffic the kids for? Yeah, it's weird how everything's just falling apart. Appeal to Evan, Rumble's freezing up every few seconds. I get that on the app, but I've never got that on the browser. I was told, okay, so there was a hooligan that showed me a screenshot where their screen was all staticky of the live over on Rumble. And I wrote Rumble customer service about it. And they told me that if I have viewers that are having, because they don't know to call you guys hooligans, silly. Anyways, but they were saying if you guys are experiencing problems specifically for watching my live, that you should write them. And so let me grab this customer service email really quick. And if you are experiencing trouble with the live, it's freezing or whatever it may be, especially if it's specifically for watching my live, then I want you to write customer support over on Rumble, send them your screenshots, and explain that shit to them. Because they don't believe me, and they're tired of talking to me. So anyways, I'm going to post this in the chat right there. That is the email for customer support over on Rumble. Send them your screenshots. Be very, very thorough, and maybe they can figure out what's either going on with my live or maybe the app has issues or whatever. But it will help make my live better, and it will also help improve the app and maybe other technical difficulties they're having. So if you are having any problems with Rumble, especially if it's while only watching me, write that email address and let them know. And like I said, be thorough, because it will help improve Rumble itself and it'll help improve our live. Anyways, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, Rubio impersonator used AI to call senior officials. They were trying to get information and access. And we're going to see more of this happening. And like I've been saying for years now, I think eventually we're going to see politicians getting in trouble, and then they're not going to get in trouble because they're going to turn around and blame it on AI. And I really think that's going to happen. I think this is the beginning of it happening. Now, I'm not saying the Rubio did some bad stuff, but I think they're going to make a lot of stories like this, and then they're going to turn around and say, no, politicians don't do bad things. It's AI impersonating them doing bad things. Anyways, keep that in mind. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Welcome in here to Live Now from Fox. If you are just joining us, we are following some breaking news as it does pertain to Secretary of State Marco Rubio. We're learning an imposter used an artificially generated voice to impersonate Rubio in contacts with 3 foreign ministers and 2 U.S. politicians. This is according to a cable seen by Reuters today. In mid-June, the person contacted the ministers, a U.S. governor, and a member of Congress via this Signal messaging app. Voicemails were left in 2 instances, and a text message in a 3rd instance invited the targeted person to communicate on Signal. This is a quote directly from that cable. It says, the actor likely aimed to manipulate targeted individuals using AI-generated text and voice messages with the goal of gaining access to information or accounts. The State Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment. That State Department cable, which was dated on July 3rd, was sent to all diplomatic and consular posts and suggests that staff warn external partners about fake accounts and impersonations. Here's another quote from it. It says, there is no direct cyber threat to the department from this campaign, but information shared with a third party could be exposed if targeted individuals are compromised. The cable referred to a second effort back in April that was attributed to a Russia-linked hacker who conducted a spear phishing campaign targeting think tanks, Eastern European activists, and former State Department officials. Some other information we do know about this: the perpetrator copied a fake @state.gov email address on the messages, as well as logos and branding used by the state's Bureau of Diplomatic Technology. Another quote from the cable says the actor demonstrated extensive knowledge of the department's naming conventions and internal documentation. In that campaign, the person posed as a State Department official in messages sent to private Gmail accounts. The State Department said industry partners attributed that campaign to a cyber actor associated with the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service. So once again, we're going to continue to monitor social media here to see if we're going to get any reaction to this from Secretary Rubio or the White House. We will keep you updated if and when we hear anything.
Okay, so like I said, cyber criminals using AI to impersonate politicians in order to try and gather information and gain access. We're going to see lots of this, I am sure. This is not the only person doing this. I got to check on something really quick. No, we still look good over here. I don't know. Anyways, and I think at some point they're going to flip and they're going to say, oh, you see the politicians doing these bad things? Nope, that's AI, so we're not going to hold them accountable because it's just a silly video you saw on the internet. And I really think they're going to do that. So I've been saying it for like 2 years at this point. And so we'll see. Of course, we don't want people impersonating politicians or anybody else using AI. But they go back and forth between saying, look at the great things AI does. And then they turn around with stories like this. And they go, look how big and scary AI is. And so I don't know. It's another talking point for these people. And they'll be back to the drones pretty soon, I'm sure. Either way. Next up on the menu, we got 9 additional people in Frio County facing charges in connection to vote harvesting case from 2022. Now, they're saying 9 people have been added. I didn't write it down, but I want to say like 15 people or something like that is being charged with vote harvesting. Now, I didn't know what that was, so I went and looked it up. I also found out that not all states have laws against vote harvesting. And it is kind of surprising. I mean, if you've been with us since 2020 and you covered all the stolen election hearings that we covered back then you know our elections are not as airtight as they claim. But they're actually wide open compared to what they're trying to sell us on the news. This vote harvesting thing is a big deal, and most states don't even make laws against it, which is really crazy. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Rubio being impersonated by some asshole using AI. Mac Daddy, I watched a video today saying that the evidence they found in Epstein's safe had gone missing. Isn't that convenient? Oh, Russell, yeah, having cat issues. Yeah, Klaus Daniels likes these towers. I gotta fix this little tower really quick. There we go. He likes these towers, but for some reason, like standalone scratching posts, he doesn't really mess with that stuff. Jay Spray, the beer's taking over. That's so funny. I could use a beer. Maybe I'll get one after the live today. It's been a while. Appeal to Evan. What are you talking about? I'll have to read through here. What's up, Donut? Happy freedom to you. What's up, D-Man? Happy freedom to you. Rolling Pony, I wonder if the impersonator was from a former administration. That's interesting, yeah, because they were saying that they were familiar with titles and the way that, I don't know, they index or something like that. Like they had insider kind of information. It could be, I didn't even consider that. Metal, New Mexico is having the same thing Texas did with the flash flood. Holy, I'll have to look into that. Maybe we'll have it on the schedule tomorrow. Appeal to heaven, this is why Trump's backing off the Epstein list. I'm trying to figure out what else you're saying. Like, why? Rolling Pony, someone's going away for a long time impersonating Rubio. The NPR CEO is a board member on Signal. It is compromised. Oh, Signal is compromised. See, I have it downloaded, but I haven't opened it and registered an account yet. Our chat is encrypted over on the website, so I don't really have a high demand for worrying about that kind of stuff. D-Man, Rumble gives major channels severe priority for sure. Yeah, they do. Yep, we know that Louder with Crowder and all those guys, they get priority. Dan Bongino did. I'm sure his show is still running with people filling in for him. They all get priority and stuff. We don't get priority. Ghostly, Twitch is running smooth. Yeah, Twitch is running smooth, but everything that people donate through Twitch, 50% of it goes to Twitch. And the other 50% gets 45% of it taxed. And so that's why, I mean, and the community guidelines are awful over on Twitch. That's why I don't promote Twitch or YouTube. YouTube doesn't pay the bills at all. YouTube does not really contribute to the live other than people learning about what's happening. Otherwise, it doesn't contribute to us being able to move forward at all. And Twitch takes half of everything and then they condemn us with their community guidelines. Everywhere else is better. I just wish that the video didn't stop every 10 seconds. I don't know what that's about. Relax, back to the signal thing. Yeah, for a while the Democrats were calling it Signal Gate because of Pete Hegseth or whatever, you know, supposedly including people into the chat who weren't supposed to be there and whatever. Ghostly, you sent an email to Rumble. Thank you, I appreciate it. Totally care. Jeff was over the target. Glitches galore. Yeah, it's got to be because we're all good. I might actually be able to show you this. Normally I can't show this stuff, but I think I can. I don't think there's anything terrible over here that you guys aren't supposed to see. So this is what the Rumble Studio looks like. Now I'm not using it to stream. I'm streaming to it, through it, and to you guys. At the very top there, you can see it says we're running 1080p. We've been live for almost 2 hours. My bit rate is fluctuating between 3500 and 4500, which is what it's supposed to do. We're running 60 frames per second. We'd be dropping frames if we weren't running okay. And right next to it, it says 0% packet loss, which means that my encoder is working the way it's supposed to, and everything is running the way it's supposed to. So if you guys are seeing freezing and stuff, it's not from me. It's because of whatever's happening on the platform. 0. I don't even know what I'm looking at. What does this say? All day long today in Mexico, they're going to be getting rain. Holy. We're going to be covering Mexico or New Mexico tomorrow. Guess so. Yeah, exactly. Fucking Jeff Mack again? Damn it. Yeah, I don't know. They don't like me for some reason. I tagged Rumble Rick the other day about something I was having, and he told me to write customer service. Customer service wrote me and then just stopped. They just wouldn't respond to me for 4 days. They just wrote me back today. And I think I wrote them on Wednesday or something like that. So I don't know. Rumble's tired of me, but I don't know what to say about it. I support them all the damn time. They shouldn't be sick of me. We must be over the target if we're glitching and stuff. D-Man, I've been on Rumble for a long time. The smaller channels have always did this. I tried Premium to see if it made a difference, but it didn't. Yeah. Well, see, and I pay for Rumble Premium. That's another thing that burns me up. Meta, did you know that Comey's daughter worked at Maxwell's prosecution case, specifically in charge of redacting and sealing evidence? She also was lead counsel for prosecuting Diddy. Yeah, we talked about it on the live last week. Tucson, Diddy's only getting 10 years. How do you know? I didn't see anything about the Diddy trial. They haven't had sentencing yet. I know that he's looking at 2 different charges of transporting prostitutes with intent to engage in prostitution, and each one has a max of 10 years. So I think he's facing a max of 20 years. But they're saying he's probably going to do 2 or 3 years, and that'll be it. But we won't really know until sentencing. Guess I know the freezing's not you, but still gonna blame you. Yeah. What's up, Simply Me? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Wes? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Spirit Matter? Happy freedom. What's up, D-Rock? Air Force, it was freezing over on YouTube too. See, and I was just showing you guys, that's not on my end. That's on their end. I don't know what that's about. Either way. Moving forward here, like I said, next up, 9 additional people in Frio County facing charges in connection to vote harvesting case. So let's go ahead and get this pulled up real quick. Now, like I said, I didn't even realize what vote harvesting was. Come on, YouTube, stop being gay. We don't like this stuff. Come on, do the thing. You just giving me all kinds of trouble today. Are you gonna fix yourself? Look at YouTube. That's the whole page. There's supposed to be a chat on the side. There's supposed to be like buttons and shit. Just you trash. You trash, YouTube. Jesus Christ loves us all. There we go. Now put the video on the screen like a good little girl. Good Lord. You just gotta be these platforms' daddy. That's all you gotta do. Anyways, like I said, 9 additional people in Frio County facing charges in connection to vote harvesting case from 2022. So they're going to show us the 9 additional people. I don't know how many people were originally, but I think altogether it's about 15 people. We're going to talk about, after the video, we're going to talk about what voter harvesting is because they don't explain it. We're also going to talk about how not all 50 states worry about vote harvesting because they didn't make laws, and it's an extensive list actually. And then they also don't mention that all of these people involved that are elected officials are Democrat. They don't mention that either, but I went and looked it up. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Not a story that's been unfolding over the course of years surrounding election fraud. 9 additional people in Frio County are now facing charges in connection to a vote harvesting case stretching back to 2022. 6 public officials were already arrested in May for their alleged roles. KENS 5's Earl Stoudemire now walks us through who is on this new list.
Among the 9 people indicted this week include Maricela Benavides on the Pearsall ISD School Board, Frio County Commissioner Raul Calazales III, and Cecilia Castellano, who ran to be a state representative. The indictment for Benavides says she sent one of her colleagues money on March 24th of 2023 to pay Cheryl Castillo to harvest votes for her. Carrizales' indictment says he sent Susana Carrizales money on December 22nd of 2023 to also pay Castillo for her services, despite Castillo telling them she was being investigated. While running for a state house seat, Cecilia Castellano's indictment says she sent money to Juan Medina twice last year in February. One of the payments sent to Medina was sent to Rachel Leal to pay Castillo for her services. The other payment Medina got went to Inelda Rodriguez and former Dili Mayor Mary Ann Obregon in their votes for Castellano between February and May 2024. Again, all of this according to the indictment. Former Pearsall Mayor Petra Trevino was also indicted with the group. In May, we had the first round of arrests involving Frio County Judge Rochelle Camacho and former County Election Administrator Carlos Segura. Camacho has been suspended from her duties without pay until the court process is finished. The Attorney General's office made most of these arrests, going through cell phone data of those accused, seeing payments ranging from $1,000 to $3,000 for vote harvesting services. Under Texas law, this is a third-degree felony. The Frio County District Attorney's Office says everyone has turned themselves in except Juan Medina. We'll continue to follow for updates. Earl Stoudemire, KENS 5.
Okay. So like I said, they're not that thorough with that story and stuff. They talk about how a lot of these people are elected officials. Some of them are former elected officials and stuff like that. So what I got wrote down on my notes here is vote harvesting is submitting mail-in ballots on behalf of someone else. That is generally how it is, right? So then it says not all states have laws against ballot harvesting. Alaska, Colorado, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Mississippi, Nevada, New Hampshire, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, Utah, Vermont, Washington, Wisconsin, Wyoming, and the District of Columbia. It is legal. to do vote harvesting, meaning that you can just basically fill out mail-in ballots, claim that it's write it in someone else's name, and dump that shit in the ballot box, and it is totally legal. There is no law against it in all of those states. And then they go on TV and tell us that the elections are fair and safe. That doesn't make any sense at all. And then you look at what happened in 2020 and you go, no fucking duh, that's what happened. It's legal in most states, which means that they don't even have to run an investigation because no laws were broken. So they know how the shit was fucking wrong in 2020, and that's why they didn't do anything about it. It's because we have all these states, half the country doesn't even care about vote harvesting at all. I didn't even know what it was until today. And so, that's that. That's the thing there. On top of that, all those people that were elected officials or are elected officials, every one of them is a Democrat. Because I went and looked it up. Because I was just really intrigued by this story. So we have a bunch of dirty-ass Democrats. They're finally being exposed for vote harvesting. We're not going to say held accountable yet. They have to go to prison. They have to be sentenced. There has to be convictions, right? They're just being charged right now. They have to be convicted for this in order for real accountability to set in. But all of these bastards are Democrats. I mean, we knew that, but I actually went and looked into it. And so, that's a thing. That's the thing that's happening. It's probably currently happening. We got an election coming up. I wonder how long it's been happening and why these states don't pass laws against vote harvesting. I don't know. I still think it's important to vote, but man, there's some holes in the system here. Next up, 11 people charged with ambush on an ICE officer at a detention center. These are a bunch of lefties too. They don't tell you that, but as we get through the video, you're going to start seeing the symptoms of things we've seen while covering the protests. Not just the LA riots that were happening a couple weeks ago, but when we were in 2020 and we were covering protests every single day for the George Floyd riots, you're going to see a lot of these similar symptoms. Now, again, they're not going to come right out and claim that these are lefties, but I have a feeling these are lefties. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these assholes out here doing this vote harvesting. Oh, you guys talking cat stuff over here. Yeah, Russell, if you get your cat fixed, they'll start acting right. Humans are like that too. You get them fixed and they start working right. Thank you, Patriot Dad. I really appreciate that $1 donation over on Rumble. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Says much love, friends and hooligans. Much love to you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much, Stoner, for that $1 donation over here on Rumble. You're a badass, Stoner. Thank you so much for the support. Done. We need to bring back public humiliation and flogging. Maybe people would think twice before doing wrong. We need something. I don't know what accountability is going to look like, but we need it, and we need it bad. Because if people thought there was consequences for their actions, they'd stop doing dumb shit, Donut, I remember TikTok videos from Minnesota with people with hundreds of ballots they collected. Yep. Pumpkin, shame on them. Absolutely. Done. Damn Klaus? Why? Oh, blame the kitty for the evil? I don't know. I can't blame Klaus. He's a big old teddy bear cat. Donut. Sadly, vote harvesting has been made legal in many lefty areas. Yeah, and they need to do away with that. Because that's not right. Total care Washington State is dirty. Yeah. Well, and when we were covering the presidential election, they were talking about people that were attacking those drop boxes, the ballot boxes that are on the side of the road, putting flares in them and stuff like that. As far as I know, they didn't bust anybody for doing that. They had camera footage showing the driver and the vehicle and stuff. But as far as I know, they never actually sent anyone to jail for it. Now I get the hiccups. But I thought that was really weird that was happening in the first place. Then I found out that that's the only way you can vote in those areas. There is no in-person voting. There's only these drop boxes. And I don't understand that. I don't know, man. They act like our elections are so airtight, and then you see all these holes in the system. And then it's like, okay, well, if you're not going to fix it, don't yell at me about how our system is, the voting is airtight. Don't sit there and yell at us about that shit and say we shouldn't question the 2020 election or anything like that when there's all these problems. And then President Trump was trying to do the executive order to help, strengthen our elections, and then a district judge got in the way of that. Now they're supposed to revisit that. There's supposedly 32 injunctions that they're going to be reviewing that were blocked by judges, but the SCOTUS ruled judges don't have that authority. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they'll pass it through, but even if it does pass through, we still need a lot of work done to make our elections actually fair and accurate. Tucson, some people with severe Alzheimer's in nursing homes are voting in record numbers. Yeah, we covered that back when we were covering the election. We were covering videos where they were saying that people were being in trouble. These nurses were getting in trouble because they would go room for room in these old folks' homes and go, "You want to vote for Harris, right?" And then just check the box, or grab the elderly person's hand and make them check the box they want, and then just rolling it out. And each old folks home has got nurses doing this stuff, basically voting on behalf of the people that are there at the old folks home. And that's wrong. And people need to take it serious, and they don't. They just don't. What's up, Johnny? Happy Freedom. Thank you so much, Beck Frank, for that $1 donation over on Rumble. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Says we could all drop $1 of love for Jeff and Klaus. Well, thank you, Beck Frank. I really appreciate it. Holy, thank you so much, Ghostly, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Ghostly. Thank you so much for the support. You hooligans are awesome. Gio, they all look like Antifa. Is that what you're saying? Appeal to heaven, no freezing now. See, we were over the target. That's what happened. That happens sometimes over here. All right, hooligans, we're going to get back into it. Like I said, next up, 11 charged in ambush on ICE officers at detention center. Now, I'm kind of surprised this isn't, more popular news. I know everybody's worried about what's going on in Texas right now, but a lot of Republicans are talking about how Border Patrol agents are being attacked by lefties. And lefties are out there saying it's nonsense. Now, I kind of see it up the middle, because they're saying attacks on ICE and federal agents in general, police officers, stuff like that. Or no, not police officers. I think it's federal agents only. Has gone up 700% or something like that, which sounds really crazy. But then they show these numbers, and they're like, last year 10 people were attacked. This year, 70 people were attacked. Now, that's not good. It's not good. But when you say 700% increase, it sounds a lot different than just literally saying what the number is. And when you hear a manipulation in describing what's going on, it doesn't feel good, right? Doesn't feel good. Sounds like they're lying about the shit. Now, that's not really related to this. Like I said, in this story, they're going to be talking about how this ICE officer was ambushed, and they did it strategically. They showed up, they pretended to be peaceful protesters, causing chaos, causing the agents to come outside of the building. That's when they attacked them. I assume this is not the only time we're going to have a story like this. Hopefully it is. I don't want to see more people getting attacked. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Federal authorities provided new details about an ambush attack on officers at an immigration detention facility in North Texas. A police officer was shot in the neck outside the detention center in Alvarado Friday. Fox 4's Amelia Jones in studio with the latest tonight. Amelia.
Clarice, the Alvarado police officer who was shot is expected to recover. The Department of Justice says this marks the 5th assault on law enforcement officers in the northern Texas district this year. Nearly a dozen people are now facing multiple federal charges.
Make no mistake, this was not a so-called peaceful protest. It was indeed an ambush.
Monday, the Department of Justice shared new details on a shooting at the Prairieland Detention Center in Alvarado, south of Fort Worth. Officials say around 10:30 p.m. on July 4th, a group of 10 to 12 people dressed in black military-style clothing shot off fireworks and vandalized the facility.
They engaged in the graffiti, they damaged vehicles and a guard structure. The graffiti had such words as traitor, ice pig, other profanity.
Officials say this was a ruse to draw out the ICE personnel, and it worked. 2 unarmed corrections officers went to speak with the vandals. Meanwhile, the group signaled a gunman nearby. Alvarado police responded to a 911 call at the facility. When the officer got there, he was shot in the neck, and another assailant fired 20 to 30 rounds at the unarmed corrections officers. When the suspects fled the scene, the Johnson County Sheriff's Office stopped a vehicle leaving the detention center.
There was a single driver in that vehicle. The sheriff deputy saw in plain sight a firearm. Another firearm was in the back seat. And there were 2 Kevlar ballistic-style vests also in that vehicle.
According to court documents, this driver told the sheriff deputy he met some people online and took them from Dallas to the detention center to, quote, make some noise. On the detention center property, sheriff deputies stopped 7 individuals near where the Alvarado police officer was shot.
Some were wearing body armor, some were covered in mud, some were armed, and some had 2-way radios on them.
When authorities searched the area, they found more body armor, spray paint, and flyers with anti-ICE messaging.
Over the course of the weekend, additional related searches occurred. We found masks, goggles, tactical gloves. We've one residence of one of the defendants. There was additional body armor. There was a cache of 9 additional weapons, spray paint, fireworks, and again, insurrectionist material.
The Department of Justice charged the 10 suspects with 3 counts of attempted murder of a federal officer and 3 counts of discharging a firearm in relation to a crime of violence. An additional co-conspirator is charged with obstruction of justice and conspiracy for attempting to conceal and destroy evidence in relation to the attack. He faces up to 10 years in prison.
This will not be tolerated. Those who use violence against law enforcement officers will be found and they will be prosecuted with the toughest criminal statutes and penalties that we have available to us.
Court documents show that 9 of the people arrested were from North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, Kennedale, and Waxahachie. The other was from College Station. The 10 each face a mandatory prison sentence of up to 10 years to life in prison. Back to you, Clarice.
Amelia, thank you.
What is it time for the fancy feast? Well, we're still working, you know that? Okay, well, we'll be done soon. All right. The boss is giving me the orders here. Anyways, a bunch of lefties. They don't call them lefties. They even say that they were prepared as insurrectionists, which automatically brings your brain back to J6, where they refer to it as an insurrection over and over again, even though it doesn't even check all the boxes of an insurrection. Not even fucking close, actually. But either way, when they're saying free the political prisoners, and they're talking about illegals at an ICE detention center, those are lefties. Those are lefties out there that just did that goofy shit. Now they're all facing 10 years or more. Hopefully they get what they signed up for. It's nice to see somebody being held accountable around here. Either way, what a bunch of idiots. They're lucky they're alive. You know, you're gonna try and ambush federal agents. I don't know why they even let them leave. You know, they could have Swiss cheese their vehicle or whatever they were they were hanging out in. They're lucky they're alive right now, but hopefully they get convicted, they get that time they signed up for. Next up, we got lefties losing it, and this is the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff, of course. This one's titled Hopeless Incompetent. Karen Bass tries to impede ICE agents. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these 11 idiots that were attacking these ICE officers at the detention center. Russell, she has centipede for eyebrows. I don't know what was going on with her eyebrows. She thought it made her look fierce. Her eyebrows had cat eyes. She had like stripes. I don't know. I'm not sure what she was doing. Zero, they better get life. Yeah, it depends on the judge they get. My daddy, your eyebrows aren't tolerated. Yeah, she looked a little strange. She has eyebrow blindness, I think they call it. Zero. Gonna attack a place filled with men with guns? Stupid. Yes, very much so. Those people are idiots for sure. I think it's funny that they went to the building to liberate people that they consider political prisoners or really just illegals that are being detained by ICE. And because of their effort, they get to be in prison too. So it's like, yay. It's so stupid. So stupid. What's up, Captain Seamus? Happy freedom to you. Holy, what's going on over here? Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $1 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much. It says $1 for Klaus. Look, buddy, you made $1. Heck yeah. He's stoked. He is stoked. Thank you so much, Kelly R, for that $10 donation. Really appreciate you, Kelly R. Thank you so much for the support. It says, towards your cookbook, let's burn something. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Kelly R. Appreciate it. Joel Care, right meow, damn human. Yeah, Klaus, look at his face. He's so grumpy. He's like, wake me up when the fancy feast is cracked and on the plate. Mm-hmm. My feed life, at least no less than 30 years. Well, we'll see what they actually get convicted of. They better be held accountable. I mean, I don't want to say like make an example out of them, but unless they want more ICE facilities being attacked, they better do something. Because those lefties were out there burning those Teslas down until they started getting charged with domestic terrorism. Domestic terrorism starts at 10 years. And so once they declared that, all of a sudden they stopped attacking the Tesla centers. So they better hand out some real accountability to these assholes that just attacked this ICE detention building. Otherwise, we're going to see more of it. And we might see more of it anyway because the lefties are crazy. But if they set a standard, it'll lower the chances of these ICE officers being in harm's way. Peel Devin, how about terrorism? I mean, it sounds like it. They didn't just shoot at an ICE agent. They had a plan. It was premeditated. They showed up. They lured them out of the building, and then they shot at them. So, I mean, it sounds like terrorism. Donut, let's hope Otto Penn doesn't pardon them. I love that. That's so funny. And, you know, again, they don't talk about Biden having cancer anymore. That's just not in the news anymore. And they don't talk about the Otto Pen anymore. And they were bringing in Old Man Walter's aides to be interviewed about whether or not they were covering up Old Man Walter's mental decline. It's funny how all that stuff just went out the window. You know, they're hoping the Epstein stuff goes the same way. Zero with the bulldozer. Mm-hmm. Jay Spray, once again, I'm offering to get your Tesla painted professionally. It's worth it. It's worth it. You guys get your Teslas painted. Beck Frank, half of that $1 is Klaus's too? Alright, I will make sure he gets it. Oh, I understand, Beck Frank. I appreciate you. Thank you. Ghostly, why would you want to be an ICE agent when people can shoot you in the neck and only get 10 years? Yeah, Ghostly. You're right. And they call you a Nazi and Gestapo and, oh, you're locking up the poor illegals and everything else. You got Democrats that are referring to ICE as Gestapo and stuff like that. Democrat leaders are saying that. So, yeah, I don't know what the incentive is to be ICE. They must really love the country. You know, that's all I can say. Johnny talking kitty? Yeah. Vinny C. Klaus is the boss. He is. Look how mad he is. He's going to write me up. He's going to write me up. He's going to be like, you know what? You're fired. You are fired. He's going to do it in the Trump voice, too. What's up, Shark? Happy freedom to you. Kept Seamus can't be terrorism according to the government. Only the right wing can be terrorists. Oh, yeah. You know, you're right. You're onto something there, Captain Seamus. I forgot about that thing. That point right there. Totally care. Something's got to give. You're not wrong. Pumpkin people are just going nuts out there. I think you're right. Seems that way. All right, hooligans. We're going to move into the last little bit of the news here. This is Lefties Losing It. It's titled Hopelessly Incompetent. Karen Bass tries to impede ICE agents. Come on, do the thing. All right, hooligans, go hit that like button and let's get into this.
It's time for Lefties Losing It, and sadly it's abundantly clear that the deplorable left has hit rock bottom and started digging. These soulless schools are now using the deaths of more than 100 Texans, using the deaths of young girls in a freak flash flood to, you guessed it, attack Donald Trump. And they're willing to lie to do it. It's reprehensible, it's contemptible, and it's sadly all too predictable. Here is Rosie O'Donnell.
The Guadalupe River, 51 missing, 51 dead, more missing. Children at a camp. And you know, when the president guts all of the early warning systems and the weathering forecast abilities of the government, these are the results that we're going to start to see on a daily basis, because he's put this country in so much danger by his horrible, horrible decisions and this ridiculously immoral bill that he just signed into law.
What the hell?
As Republicans cheered. People will die as a result, and they've started already. Shame on him. Shame on every GOP sycophant who's listening and following the disastrous decisions of this mentally incapacitated POTUS.
No, shame on you, you broken, sick fiend, using the deaths of innocent young children in a natural disaster to go after Trump. It's a new low for Rosie, and that's saying something because she's stooped pretty low in the past. This verifiable lie that the National Weather Service was understaffed due to staff cuts is utter baloney. Indeed, the local office in Texas was overstaffed at the time. It did issue multiple warnings, but tragically it wasn't enough. But Rosie's not alone. There are sadly quite a few on the left trying to weaponise this tragedy to attack Donald Trump. And there are even some celebrating this catastrophic loss of life, including the loss of children's lives, young girls on a camping holiday. And why? Because Texas is a red state and the victims are mainly white. Here is a former appointee to a Houston City Board, appointed by the Democratic Mayor of Houston, Sylvester Turner. Here is Sade Perkins being a contemptible racist scrote.
Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp. They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all-white, white-only, conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right, you ain't getting in, you ain't going, period. And I think that context needs to be said in this matter. Before y'all come at me, before y'all start leaving hate comments on my page about, oh, these are just kids and they don't know no better, the parents of these children who are choosing, and it is a choice in 2025, it is definitely a freaking choice to go into East goddamn Texas and to make a all-white enclave.
Of course, she's lying. This is not a whites-only camp, but she feels emboldened to post that callous trash because there's been very little accountability for race baiters in the US in recent years, well, until very recently. This character then went on to compare these young girls dying in a flash flood to illegal immigrants being deported.
They want you to have sympathy for these people. They want you to get out of your bed and to come out of your home and to go find these people and to donate your money to go find these people. Meanwhile, they are deporting your family members. Meanwhile, they're setting up concentration camps and prisons for your family members. And I need y'all to keep that in mind before y'all get out there and put on your rain boots and go find these little girls.
Honestly, I'm lost for words. How anybody could be that awful is, well, almost beyond belief. There are still little girls lost. There are still bodies that have not been identified. And that's the message from a Democrat-appointed Houston City Board member. And she was in that position up until this year. Now, do you think she reconsidered her comments after further thought? No. She doubled down, and now she's playing the victim.
I don't understand all this, extraordinary hate or whatever. Like, I get that white people are not used to people telling them and calling them out on their racism and telling them about their double standards and how you wouldn't give a damn about other children and how there's children in ICE detention right now who y'all don't give two about. There's no prayers going up for them. But we're supposed to stop the world and stop everything we're doing to go and hunt for these little missing white girls. Again, I actually have empathy, so I can put myself in other people's shoes and understand that that's pretty up, but it seems like y'all don't get that. Y'all don't get that. Y'all don't have the empathy gene, for sure.
Yes, you're the one with empathy. I mean, really. She thinks she's got the empathy gene. And here's another soulless school saying she's okay with little girls dying because she voted the right way. She voted for the Democrats.
Them little girls, them people died because of racism, not politics. Boom, I said it. I don't give a f. And am I sad? No. Nope. Because more YT people will have to DIE in order for the what? CARE. I said what the f I said. I don't give a f, and minds are here with me. We voted the correct way. You reap what the f you sow. Just the night before the flash flood happened, y'all were okay with being stripped away from their families and never seeing them again. People being deported. Y'all were okay with that. Be okay with not finding Sarah Lou. Be okay with not finding Billy. Be okay with never seeing them again.
And here is another lowlife saying that if these Texans voted for Kamala, then the kids would be alive.
It's a hard pill to swallow, huh? The fact that if you would have just voted for Kamala, that those kids in Texas and all those families in the RVs would more than likely still be alive. But instead you just made fun of her laugh while people were screaming at you that if he was voted in, people were gonna die. And look where we are. A bunch of parents who can't protect their own kids.
Parents who can't protect their own kids. She actually said that. How can you adequately describe such ugliness, such utter depravity? And talking about depravity, it doesn't get much worse than this. Have a look at this post from a paediatrician in Houston, a woman trusted with the health of young children, who wrote this: "May all visitors, children, non-MAGA voters and pets be safe and dry. Kerr County MAGA voted to gut FEMA. They deny climate change. May they get what they voted for." Just disgusting stuff there. But Dr. Christina B. Probst won't be practicing in Houston anymore, not at the Houston Heights clinic she was at anymore. She's been fired. Now, she should be struck off as a doctor, if you ask me. She should check herself into a clinic, one with a padded room preferably. And if you want to know where this hate comes from, where this disinformation about the National Weather Service and the politicisation of a natural disaster come from, then look no further than the leftist media led by CNN.
The president's mega bill, which he just signed into law, makes cuts and even closes some weather research labs.
The Austin San Antonio office is missing a warning coordination meteorologist due to the Trump administration's buyouts.
And I'm going to have a lot more on that, the fake news narratives pushed by CNN, ABC, MSNBC and others tomorrow night. But let's now have a look at the inept mayor of LA, the hopelessly incompetent Karen Bass, trying to stop ICE agents doing their job.
My comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
Who did you speak with?
Just wait and see.
Mayor Bass,
We'll be leaving soon.
Mayor Bass, who did you speak with on the phone just now? Who did you speak with on the phone?
The head of customs.
Wow.
They'll be leaving soon, she said. And she also said there that she was talking to the Border Patrol chief. Guess what he told her? As reported by Bill Malugin, Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino had this to say: "I don't work for Karen Bass. Better get used to us now because this is going to be normal very soon. We will go anywhere, anytime we want to in Los Angeles." Let's bring in Sky News contributor Kosha Gator. Now, Kosha, we will get to the latest round of tariffs.
Okay, well, that's Rita there giving us the lefties losing it for the day. Now, like I said, that is the last little bit of the news. We're going to get into the fun stuff. We got an unboxing here. Then we're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent to us by Zero. We got our two funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Simply Witchy. It's titled Elon Better Chill Out. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Donnie. And it's titled She's Helping with the Deportations. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about lefties losing it. I got cat hair all over my face. Zero, Rita's awesome. I agree. Zero, I'll see if I can find that video here in a second, and I'll post it in the chat on the website. Ghostly, when New Orleans got hit by Katrina, the whole nation stopped to help and worry. They milked that ship for years because of the FEMA checks. Yeah. Total Care TDS at its finest. Absolutely. Happy freedom to you, Michael. Done. Tired of the hate. Yeah, I get tired of the hate too. I know a lot of those people are just ignorant though. Before I moved up here, I used to live around a bunch of ignorant people that were always mad at white people for every little stupid thing that happened and whatever. But not everybody thinks that way. It's just you get around these poor people who got poor mindsets, poor me all damn day, no matter what happens. They don't think about the choices they make. They just blame others. They always got that finger out there pointing at other people saying, poor me, poor me, poor me. It's that poor me mentality. That's what's got them all ignorant and hateful and shit. Not everybody acts like that, but man, you can spot them when they're acting like it, you know? And they come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Poor me mentality. It isn't good for anybody. Ghostly rage baiting for views works. Yeah. A lot of people are getting good on that, which is not good. Part of why we're such a shitty society right now is because social media taught us that our opinion matters. And so whenever we see anything, we think we need to attach our comment on it. We need to display if we like it or not. And we got to do that. And that's our part in society. And social media taught us to do that. That's why we're so rude to each other and stuff like that, because we're so used to acting like assholes. It's not good. It's not good. And the rage baiting is just the next step. You know, act like a shithead just to get people riled up. And they're going to carry that into the real world too. And, you know, we're looking at it. People acting ignorant without even realizing it. Total Carey really want to slap a bitch. Yeah, well, and again, you know, as everything we talk about every day on here, if there was accountability, people wouldn't act like assholes. If you got slapped in the mouth every time you said something crazy, you wouldn't say something crazy. You wouldn't at least say it in the public because somebody would tune you up. But see, we don't have enough accountability. Everybody needs kid gloves. Everybody's so soft. And so they come out here and they talk all crazy. And if there's any repercussions, oh, you're a racist. Oh, okay. Like, you know, it's where we are. It will change. It's inevitable. Change must happen. So one way or another, it'll change. But I know It wasn't always this way. Kelly R, how horrible. She is evil. Yeah. Well, and I was telling you guys earlier that there's people that were like, I don't want to say glad, but like celebrating what's happening in Texas because they think they voted for Trump. You voted for Trump, so you deserve to die. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, well, I guess that's why they're radicals, right? Stoner, 4 dislikes, gotta be a record. You know, Stoner, I've been kind of monitoring that over the last couple days, and I don't know who the new people are, but we used to get 1 thumbs down all the time on Rumble, and I never knew why. I just knew it was some asshole that I must have crossed somehow. But now we got 4 people that are like that, and I didn't really notice it until I said something about Q the other day, and I know that made a lot of people mad or whatever, but I think that's what it had to do with. I think I made some Q people mad, and now they're over here thumbs down on my video, I guess. I don't know. But 4 is the record. 4 is the record right now. What's up, Rad? Happy freedom to you. Rad, I don't like that lady because a lot of the time she exaggerates stuff or doesn't show the full clip. Who, Rita? Some of these videos I see on TikTok and stuff before she pulls them, but yeah. Well, I think that's what Ghostly was saying too, like about the rage baiting. Like that these people aren't genuinely that stupid. They're just being that stupid, hoping that you will engage with them because they make money off of it. So they go out there and they say some hateful, ignorant shit, knowing that you're going to get in the chat or you're going to get in the comments or you're going to say stuff and you're going to share it with people and you're going to be like, look what this crazy bitch said. And then, you know, and you're racking up them views, you're getting them engagement. They release another video, you know, same thing. And it's a strategy for engagement harvesting on the internet in hopes that you make it big. And I don't know, people are goofy about all that stuff. Z's the chick with screws in her face definitely needs a tune up. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Shark, total demon energy. Yeah. Shouldn't wish death on people. You know, like Rat Sack Skin on Capitol Hill. We've had to cover his bullshit so many times, and he's an awful person. We covered him during the Trump impeachment trial. They were trying to impeach him for the insurrection that was not an insurrection. And he got up there and told his sad little fucking story over and over, and it was just terrible to listen to. We covered him during the certification process on January 6th. After all the festivities had stopped, they all went in there to do the certification process to certify the election. Rat Sack Skin, he was in there again, just crying his little eyes out and all this shit. I cannot stand him. He is one of the worst people on Capitol Hill. Can't stand him. As soon as he opens his mouth, I just fall to pieces. Cannot handle that guy. But when I found out he had cancer, I didn't sit here and say, oh, I hope he dies, or good, or anything like that, because it is not okay to wish death on people. You don't want them to die. You want them to do better. That's why you're mad. It's because you care. It's not because you don't care. Most of the time when you're mad and you're like, I don't fucking care, it's because you care that much. Otherwise, you wouldn't be mad. You know, you don't want these people to die. You want them to do better. And that's the reality of the situation. Wishing death on people just makes other people wish death on you. You know? And so if you're already doing good and they're not, and you wish they would do better, well, they could wish that you're doing better too, but you're being the best you can be, you know? And so I don't know. It's just my suggestion. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. Captain Seamus, they are truly disappointing. You're not wrong. Guess I'm even Epstein? What? I can't wish that Epstein wouldn't have done all that bad stuff to those kids and all that stuff. I didn't wish he would die. You know, I'm not mad that he's dead. There's a difference. There's a difference, right? If bad people die, and it's up to you if you feel bad or not. But you don't wish they would die because of the things they did. You wish that they would do better, that they wouldn't have done that stuff. You know, and everyone's going to die anyways. That's the thing. We're all going to kick the bucket one day. So Why wish death on somebody to have that person out there wishing death upon you when you could just wish they'd do better and you know they're going to die one day anyways? And like I say all the time, and I ain't said it in a while, make good choices and you'll live longer. Because people who are out there making bad choices, that shit catches up to them. And when it does, a lot of times it kills them. So make good choices. You'll outlive these people making bad choices, you know? And even if some bad person dies, it doesn't necessarily make your life better. That only makes your life better if you're the victim of them. So, I don't know. I just don't think wishing death on other people is worth it. I get mad. I'm not perfect at all. I've definitely wished people would die. But I've learned that it ain't worth it. And so, it's just a suggestion. Kept Seamus says, get those likes down. No, don't do that. Don't thumbs down my shit. I cry about it when I'm not live. I get so upset. I'm like, why am I not good enough? I try so hard. I want to be what everybody wants me to be, and I just can't be it. Don't thumbs down my video. It breaks my heart. Yeah, Major. Jamie Ratsack Skin. Yeah. Can't stand that guy. He's the Ratican. Like from The Great Mouse Detective. Jamie Ratsack Skin. He is the Ratican. What's up, free as they can be? Happy freedom to you. All right, let me pull him up. Since you guys don't know who I'm talking about. I know some of you know who I'm talking about. I can't even remember how to spell his real name now. Feet. No, not Feet. What the fuck is going on today? Jamie Feet? No, not Jamie Feet. This has been a weird day. As soon as I put this guy on the screen, you're going to be like, oh, that guy. This guy. This is a rat sack skin. Skin of the nut of the rat. And this is the rat sack skin right here. He's an awful person. See, and he ain't gangbanging in this picture right here. It's because he had cancer. And I guess he beat the cancer. And there's a lot of jokes I can make, but I'm not going to. But that's why he's got the bandana on. It's because he had cancer. I didn't celebrate it because I don't think cancer is good for anybody. But he's a total piece of shit, and I can't stand this guy. And so anyways, that's all I was saying. That's Jamie Ratsack Skin right there. Relax, show him with his do-rag. He was crippin'. You didn't know that? I saw him walking up to the chambers. Oh, I appreciate you, MU. Thank you. Free the Texan, he looks corrupt as fuck. He is. I believe he is. Okay, I don't know that he is. But I know he is a terrible person, and he is very much for the theatrics. He's the kind of guy where if you fart, he will just, oh my God, just fall on the ground and make a big deal about it. That's the kind of personality he has. And I can't stand that stuff. Relax. Hey, cuh. Yeah, exactly. That was him. He was walking his way up the steps on J6. He thought he was bad. It's gonna be like the movie Demolition Man. Who said that? I was scrolling through. Wayward. Yeah. Idiocracy meets Demolition Man. That's the future. That's what the future looks like. Free the Kentucky. You smoking me right now. Snooks, I didn't bring it up. I don't even know how that happened. I typed in Jamie Skin or something like that, and it was like Jamie's feet. Like, no, God, the internet's so broken right now. They spent the first half of the live talking about Cheeto toes or Frito toes or something. I don't know. Red, he's one of those people that you could tell from their looks they're bad. Yeah. He's, I don't know. It's not my favorite, I'll tell you that. Patriot Dad, I don't believe he had cancer. I think he got new plugs. Maybe that's what it was. When we were covering, I think it was the impeachment trial. I was like, why has he got a bandana on? I was like, what is this? And then everybody was like, oh, he's got cancer. And I was like, oh. And then everybody in the chat was like, good. I want to see him die today. And I was like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Because if something bad happened to you, you wouldn't want people saying that shit to you, right? You wouldn't want to be dying of cancer and have people laughing at you that you're going to die from cancer, right? That's a hell. That is hell right there. You wouldn't want that. So I don't do that to other people, but I got a little grace in me still. Beck Frank, we talked about bush feet, quality stuff. That's right. That's right. The shift show. Yeah, relax. Exactly. Guess if two pickles were kissing, rat sack skin would be one of them. It's a pickle smoocher. I can't say that without laughing. You guys are hilarious. I don't even know where that came from. I woke up and I was like stumbling out here earlier. And I opened the fridge to get my V8 energy drinks I've been drinking because they're not bad for you or whatever. And then I was just sitting here and the cat's meowing at me and I was like, you act like a pickle smoocher. And then just laughed into my V8 because you guys are fucking hilarious. Anyways, we're going to move forward into the fun stuff here as if things aren't fun enough. Like I said, we got an unboxing we're going to do. Then we're going to be opening today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Zero. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's see what we got. I got this today. I don't know what it is because I haven't opened it yet. But I believe it's by J-Dog, or it was sent by J-Dog. Oh, that was some nasty ASMR for you. Klaus will clean that up later. Let's see what we got. Well, I'll tell you right now, it was not an explosive, which is good. Here you go. Here's a bag for you, buddy. You good boy. Let's see. Oh, it's actually from Giggling Spy. I was wrong. Then maybe they were right. Maybe tomorrow it's going to be here. This is from Giggling Spy. I can't believe I was wrong all damn day. We got No Country for Old Men, because I haven't seen this yet, and you guys told me to get it because it's so good. And we got Deliverance. Also, I have not seen this yet. I am excited to watch these movies. Thank you so much, Giggling Spy. You're awesome. Holy, can't wait to check them out. Let me put this here, or they will be safe. You got to check the bag. You check the bag, not just the paper. There you go. You a good boy. You a good boy. He's got his whole head in that little bag there. Either way, now we're going to open today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Zero. And we're getting down to it. Today is day 24. We only got 2 days left. Getting down to it. Let's see what we get today. You're just going off. You just aggravated at me. You get the fancy feast, don't you worry. I actually got to buy him more. He's almost out. Don't tell him, though. He'll start rioting. Go sit down somewhere. You get fed when you get fed, buddy. The lefties are going to be like, Jeff's running a concentration camp. His poor kitty. It's like alligator Alcatraz over there. Yeah. I don't know what this is, but this looks awesome. This is, I think it's Ice Cube EX. And I don't have one of these. This is a full art foil here. This is badass. I do not have one of these yet, that's for sure. Thank you so much, Zero. I really appreciate it. Man, I can't believe we're almost through the calendar. What are you doing? Just hold on, buddy. Jesus loves us. All right, get into our funny videos here. Like I said, this first one was provided by Simply Witchy. And let's get this pulled up real quick, like. Well, this is a little vulgar, but it's funny. Like I said, this was provided by Simply Witchy. It's titled, Elon Better Chill Out.
So Elon's been saying that he would like to fight you in the octagon at the White House. What is your response to Elon Musk, Mr. Secretary?
Well, my response to Elon Musk is really simple. He better chill the fuck out before he gets knocked the fuck down again. If he wants another black eye like the last one I gave him, tell him to holla at Scotty B. This ain't no motherfucking game, nigga. I own these streets.
So,
well, dang. Elon better chill out, because he ain't got anything from Scott. Ain't got anything for him but these hands, you know. Let's get our official funny video of the day pulled up really quick. As quick as I can do it. All right, this is our official funny video of the day. This was provided by Donnie, and this is titled, "She's Helping with Deportations."
It's a confrontation on a plane between two passengers who were sitting next to each other.
You know nothing about me by the size of my body.
It happened on an American Airlines flight from Dallas to LA. Natalie Haig, who is a plus-size model, says she immediately realized there'd be a problem with the passenger sitting next to her.
Wonder why? As soon as I walk on the plane, I was met with this person that was just disgusted by the fact that I existed next to him.
Understandable. Natalie says as they waited for takeoff, she noticed the guy was sending out a text to a friend. Natalie decided to fight back, snapping this photo and sharing it with her 100,000 followers on Instagram. His friend writes, "Hopefully she didn't eat any Mexican food." To which the passenger replied, "I think she ate a Mexican."
Dang. Ate the whole Mexican. Well, you know, like I said, she's just helping out with these deportations. Probably voted for Trump. Anyways, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link really quick. We're going to read through, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up. And of course, we are going to be doing the raid over on Rumble after the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you're watching on Rumble, don't leave just yet. Let's do the thing. I got cat hair stuck all over my greasy ass face. I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you. I don't know why God covered you in fur. Anyways, there's the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we gotta have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there, keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You will also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership over on jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through really quick, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next, and then we are raiding out over on Rumble. Mag Daddy, a hairless cat. Yeah, I've thought about it. If I could get another cat, it'd be a Maine Coon or a hairless cat. I don't know, but I can't get one until I move out of this apartment here. Zero, yeah, I don't think Klaus would let me shave him up. I don't think that would go well. I'd need those gloves where you're dealing with hawks and their talons and stuff. I would need that in order to shave Klaus. And then I could tell you guys I shaved my kitty on the live. I mean, you guys are kind of talking me into it. Oh, J Spray, I can't read that out loud. That's funny, though. Guess plane couldn't get off the ground. She was too fat. That's really what she was mad about. You know, she just blamed it on that guy, but yeah. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $1 donation over on Rumble. You're awesome, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much. It says, happy freedom, friends and hooligans. I was disappointed today. Someone has some explaining to do. I'm patient. Yeah, I agree, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much. Told to care, imagine petting skin. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I'd put fake tattoos on him. You know, if I shave Klaus up, we're giving him face tattoos and stuff. You know, we put the water on it and transfers it over. He'd be covered in tattoos, and it would be hilarious. It'd be good stuff. Totally cares to moo in the chat. That's so funny. Thank you for being here, Pumpkin. Much love to you, too. Thank you, Giggling Spy. I look forward to watching these movies. Super excited. For the Texan, Scotty B from the streets. Yeah. Cracking me up. For the Texan, Jeff never seen movies from the $5 bin at Walmart. No, I've been living under a rock my whole life. At least I get to enjoy all these movies now. Appeal to heaven, all the politicians are corrupt. You are right. Oh, I appreciate you, Deb. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly R. Appreciate you being with us. Beck Frank, I videoed myself doing the pledge and I sent it to my American fella. He was super impressed. Said you guys learned it in kindergarten. Yay me. That's awesome, Beck Frank. Are you in Discord? You should post it in Discord if you're willing to. That's awesome. And yeah, we do learn it in kindergarten. I don't know if they still do. We did. For a while, they took the Pledge of Allegiance away because it says one nation under God. But there's a school next door to me, and when they do the pledge, they do it over the intercom, and they have kids do it. And so every day, well, I mean, right now it's summertime, but when school's in, you can hear them doing the pledge and stuff. And so it's always cool to hear that young kids are still brought it back, and they're doing the pledge, at least at these schools here. Beck Frank, I did it in Jeff's accent. What does that mean? I wish you guys could tell me what my accent is so I could hear it, because I can't hear it, and I wish I could. Thank you so much, Ramsey, for that $2 donation over on Rumble. You're awesome, Ramsey. Thank you so much. It says, BS, I pay my money here. Support Jeff and Rumble in one go. Thank you, Ramsey. You're awesome. Oh, I appreciate you. Too old to care. Beck Frank, you've never been on Discord? It's not too bad. As long as all you gotta do is get in the door. As soon as you get in the general chat, if you have any questions, just ask the general chat and somebody will definitely help you. Thank you, Bill Clay. I hope you have a great night as well. Beck Frank, yeah, I know. I'm sure I do. I mean, there's hooligans from other parts of America and they think I have an accent too. I ain't got an accent. All of you guys got an accent. That's what happened. Meta, hang on for Deliverance. It's a great movie. Well, I look forward to it. I can't wait to watch it. I Canuck. You came up on Twitch's recommended stream for me. Glad you did. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for joining us. Abolish ICE. I can tell you right now by your gay ass name that you're in the wrong chat. That is funny. That's all right. I know you see this shit, Klaus Daniels. I just throw the Klaus. That's all right. He's here to cause problems. We'll just ban him before he reports live because I heard his little girly feelings. You can cry to your mom about it. Write it in your diary. Appreciate you being here, Z's. Enjoy the rest of your day. What's up, Phillips? Happy freedom. That was AI, right? I mean, it might have been. That might have been AI. Zero, do you have another advent calendar? Yes. We got an advent calendar for Klaus coming up next. I also put other advent calendars on the wish list, I believe. I'm always adding to the wish list. Yes. So we got these funny little fortune cookies here, misfortunes. So we could open a fortune cookie every day and it would tell us a misfortune. We have another survival advent calendar, a Funko Pop advent calendar, and I will have to add more, I suppose. But all this stuff right here is on the wish list. I guess I could just drop the list in the chat, right? Could do that. It's not going to hurt anything. Zero. Jeff watches Deliverance and suddenly understands the Purdy Mouth reference. Is that what it's from? Well, I look forward to it. I didn't realize. I'm just dropping the wish list just in case you guys want to check it out. What's up, Love Tina? Happy freedom to you. Shark just made a meme of Elon and Rosie O'Donnell's wedding photo. That's hilarious. Are you in the Discord? You should drop it in Discord. Guess some misfortune. That's sexist. Well, I didn't put it together, you know. It is what it is. Thank you so much, Guess Some, for that $2 donation over on Rumble. You're awesome, Guess Some. Thank you so much. It says Epstein's mom. I don't even know what to say about that. Epstein's mom. She's like, he was such a sweet boy. You already know. Anyways, it is that time once again, hooligans. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Now I think I have an accent, damn it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Now we are going to be doing a raid, so don't leave just yet over on Rumble. Let's figure out who's live. Marsh, happy freedom to you. Yes, the fortune cookies are on the wish list. That's why I was just showing you guys with the wish list there. And that link I drop in the chat should take you right to it. All right, what do we got? We rated Eddie Block last time. We rated Frag the day before that. Who just rated us the other day and we left? Was it Handy News? They came in right at the end. We were covering the press briefing and they rated us and we were in the middle of wrapping it up. I want to say it was Handy News. Let me see really quick. Cass is already over there. I don't know if anyone remembers. What's up, J Spray? Happy freedom to you. Hey, thank you for being here. Too old to care. I don't think anybody remembers. Well, we're going to raid Handy News because I believe they just raided us and we were in the middle of wrapping things up. I feel bad about that. So let's put this together. Oh, back Frank. I want to see you doing the pledge. I want to hear you using my accent. That sounds fantastic. Let's see. Ramsey, Absolute Storm. Let me look them up really quick. They're already big. Oh yeah, they're cool, but they're bigger than what we're doing. Let me see. I think we're good to go. We are going to raid Handy News, and let's see how it goes. Let's see, raid. Let's do the thing.
One day they started letting them in. Well, NBC's found out they have phone privileges and apparently has activists inside willing to talk to them as detainees inside Alligator Alcatraz speak out. Guys, let's listen. Oh, wait, hold up. Let's give these raiders a quick second to come in because Jeff Mack has raided the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Jeff Mack, for yeah. Right on. Thank you for that raid. Greetings, Jeff Mack viewers and friends. Thank you for smashing that like button, reposting this stream if you like what you hear. But yes, guys, we were just getting to the first detainees inside Alligator Alcatraz.
All right. Awesome. That's Handy News there. Very cool. I'm pretty sure they raided us when we were doing the press briefing. Must have been last week. because I don't think it was. It might have been yesterday. I can't remember, but they showed up and raided us right at the end, right when we were wrapping stuff up, and that always sucks when that happens. So wanted to get them back, make sure we had a good raid, and you guys, of course, did fantastic like you always do. We're gonna read through really quick, and we are wrapping this up. I'm trying to think. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Either way, we will be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans, and I will do better at trying to be live closer to 3 p.m. because it seems like we're getting farther and farther from it. I'll try and do better. Just reading through really quick, and we're wrapping her up. Ghostly, when you rated out, Rumble started working again. See, I don't know what that's about. As long as you guys keep writing Rumble, they'll keep working on it. The problem is I keep writing them, and they're like, yeah, well, how come nobody else has these problems? And I'm like, I don't know. I just know that everybody's saying they have problems and I'm trying to fix it. And they're like, well, somebody else needs to write us because we're tired of talking to you. And so as long as you guys keep writing Rumble, they'll keep working on it. Love Tina, we need to raid them. Yeah, there's no raids on YouTube as far as I know. Who knows? Maybe they'll add it. They got raids on Twitch too, I think. I don't know how to make it work. Rumble is the only platform I've ever done raids on, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Either way, I appreciate you being with us. Get some. Thank you. I appreciate all of you hooligans being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. I keep feeling like I'm forgetting something. I don't know what it is. Either way, go get yourself some good food. I'm going to try and do the same. What is it, Klaus Daniels? What am I forgetting? He's like, it ain't the fancy feast. I know that. Either way, I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for helping me cover the news, and thank you for helping me make the news suck less. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Like I said, get some good food. I'm going to try and do the same, but make your way back to us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.